Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
10-5, touchdown Pirates! Home Nailers take it!
It's the American Athletic Conference opener for the Pirates as Tulane comes a-calling for homecoming. Tickets start as low as $35. It's the Pirates and the Green Wave in a 3:30 kickoff. It's time to get rowdy and dowdy. East Carolina and Tulane to kick off the American Athletic Conference schedule.
You can paint this one purple!
It's bow time. We put a whole lot of love into a Bojangles sausage and egg biscuit bundle of joy. First, we coddle our fluffy scratch biscuits until they're softer than an only child. Then we shower sausage patties with bold seasoning and genuine compliments. And finally, we tuck that food baby into a warm blanket of fluffy egg. Get 2 sausage and egg biscuits for just $4. 'Cause if it's breakfast time, it's bow time.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville, near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Unfortunately, many organizations today simply react to IT issues after the damage is done. This is known as the break-fix cycle in the tech service industry. University PC Care's Business Services Division has a better way, a proactive solution called BizCare. What's at your office? Call William at University PC Care today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clint Brock.
Hello and welcome into a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Beautiful day in eastern North Carolina, and we are coming to you today all across eastern North Carolina on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250. You can find us on 930. You can go online, pr927fm.com, or watch the program on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube, because we have a ton of great videos up there, including what goes on during the week at the press conferences. You can watch Mike Houston, the coordinators on Wednesdays, some players, and more, and their interviews in their entirety on our YouTube page at Pirate Radio TV. It's all there for you. We got a big show on tap for you today. Coming up in about 15 or 20 minutes, we will get the Tulane side of Saturday's game between the Pirates and the Green Wave. We'll go out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to JP Gooderham from the Fear the Wave blog. Nice little Twitter follow there if you want to know what's going on in Tulane and around the country. Nice info, good sense of humor. So we'll have a good chat coming up on Tulane football coming up in hour number one. The big man on campus will give his thoughts on ECU Tulane and the rest of week 5 of the college football slate. Pretty good slate this weekend now that I'm looking through the games. We'll talk about them with Jeff Nadu coming up later on in hour number one. Kevin Monroe joins us at 4 o'clock to break down what he saw on Saturday as the Pirates were able to escape Charleston Southern. Much tougher task this week with Tulane coming to town. We'll talk about that with Kevin Monroe, as he'll be in a good mood. His Cowboys were victorious last night over the Eagles. We'll touch on that and more with K-Mo. And at around 4:40, Stephen Igoe joins us, hoistthecolors.net. We will talk Pirates, make some picks, talk a little NFL. His Mariners are not only alive, but I think control their own destiny at this point. We'll talk about it with Igoe, but nobody's talking about Seattle because everybody is focused on Boston, New York, and Toronto as far as the wild cards go. But we'll talk about the MLB playoff races with Igoe, and we'll do it here in just a couple minutes as well. Some Mike Houston comments from his press conference earlier today. We'll sprinkle some of those in hour 1, 2, and 3 as well. So that is what we got on tap for this Tuesday. Also, you can be a part of the show by chiming in on Twitter, Facebook Live, or give us a call, 317-1250. We've got Steve Hill in the Facebook Live chat saying, Clipper! Robert Matthews says, go Parrots. Is he saying Pirates in a funny way, or is that a reference I'm not getting? I don't know. And Steve also says big series tonight in Atlanta. The Philadelphia Phillies in town. Braves trying to clinch the East this week, or the Phillies trying to get closer to the NL East crown and make it to the playoffs. Intern Jalen, intern Macon here as well, putting in the hard work on a Tuesday. And let's start our rundown with East Carolina and Tulane. The line right now sitting at 4. Tulane a favorite coming here to Greenville this weekend. The total is in the 60s. Where's all the offense coming from? I guess the bookmakers in Vegas think East Carolina will have some sort of explosion, probably in just one of the quarters, because that's what we've been seeing from ECU football over the 2021 season thus far. A big fourth quarter at Marshall, a big second quarter against Charleston Southern. Outside of that, it's been rough for the Pirates on offense thus far this season. So Tulane -4. Total in the 60s. They're thinking a close shootout at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this weekend. Shirley, let's hear Mike Houston, cut 1, his opening comments from earlier today as he talked about getting ready for the Green Wave.
All right, exciting week this week. Big home football game for our program. It's always exciting when we get to conference play, and certainly being a member of the American Conference, what kind of league we play in. The quality of the teams in our league, and so to start off with one at home, I think is certainly a big plus for us. It's going to be an exciting weekend. Weather in the Greenville area is I think we all appreciate this weather this time of the year better than what we had there in August and early September with the heat. But it's going to be a great weekend. 3:30 kickoff. Very good Tulane team coming in here. Excited to welcome Pirate Nation back. For another home game. I thought the stadium last Saturday night was just incredible. I thought the fan base and the student section certainly were a positive impact on the game for our roster and our players, and just really appreciate their support, especially the student section. I mean, it's been a couple of years since we had it like that, and so it was great to see, and looking forward to having everybody back this Saturday at 3:30.
All right, Mike Houston wants to see the fans at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium making some noise on Saturday. This is a huge game for the 2021 East Carolina football season, and I try to not be hyperbolic or make huge, bold claims that I'll have to walk back later, but I think this is a pivotal game for the Mike Houston era with East Carolina football, because you think about the wins he's gotten, and really two big wins to this point. SMU at home last year to cap it off, and Marshall on the road and come from behind fashion, his first real big road win. And Pirates were big underdogs in that game. That was a monster win a couple weeks ago. But not a lot of key signature wins and a lot of losses mixed in there. And you think about what the Pirate fans have seen that have gone to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this year, and just an ugly offensive performance against South Carolina. Still could have won the game at the end, but it ends in a loss. You had all the concession issues with workers not showing up, so just not a pleasurable experience for people there. You think about Saturday, it was a beautiful weather day, great tailgate, fans were loud, into it, and the team got the win, but laid an egg in the process. And I saw some people say concessions were better, some said it was the same as it was the first game. So 2 home games in 2021, 2 really not entertaining experiences. It's at the end of the day, entertainment, and people want to spend money to be entertained and have fun. And yeah, it sounds like people had fun on Saturday, but also the game itself could have gone a lot better if you are a Pirate fan. So now people will once again head out to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium and see this team play an equal right now in the American. Tulane's kind of been in the middle of the AAC, while East Carolina's been in the bottom, trying to climb the ladder up to the middle of the American. And this is a game in year 3 that you would hope and think Mike Houston and his football team could win at home against Tulane. And if you do that, boy, you set yourself up for what could be a very good 2021 with a lot of winnable games left on the schedule. But if you don't, you're behind the 8 ball in 2021, and maybe it's more of a pivotal game for Mike Houston, that if they lose by double digits or if they get blown out, because fans are already, I don't know, I'm starting to see a little bit of, is Mike Houston really the guy at ECU? I mean, I still think he can get it done here, but there's a lot of people on the fence about that, or getting closer to getting on the fence about that, and a loss here, especially a blowout loss, would really be a lot of steps back from the progress we thought we were seeing and that we are seeing with 2 wins now on the schedule. So I don't know. I just think this is a monster game, not only for this year, but for the Mike Houston era coming up this Saturday. And if the Pirates are able to win it, there's going to be a lot of excited people for not only what happens on Saturday, but for the remainder of 2021. Chandler, how important is this game on Saturday for East Carolina?
It's very important. I mean, I think you hit it right on the head there. And, people are ready to see change. People are ready to see that step forward. And we have here and there, especially with that SMU game to end the year last year. The Marshall game was a great game to get back on track, to get fans back on track, to get into the stadium against Charleston Southern. And like you said, the Pirates just kind of laid an egg in that win. And we'll take a win, and we'll take going 2-2 in the month of September. But, yeah, you want to get ahead. And you want to go 500 for the first time since 2014. So this is a very important game for the Pirates. And I think they have to come out fast. They have to come out and punch them in the mouth and set a tone early. And I think it's also going to be important for the people to come back to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. You know, I know the concession stands has been a disappointment, and the operations as a whole has been a disappointment in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium so far this year. But I really wish the fans can come out in full force, the students as well, and really make that 12th man impact and help the Pirates get the win on Saturday.
Appears it's going to be another good weather day. It's a great kickoff time. I think the fans will show up ready to go, and I just hope the team can give them something to be excited about, both offensively and defensively, but even more so offensively.
Absolutely.
Just to get it rolling, get some points on the board, make it look smooth, get some fun football at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. So Tulane will be ready. I know that. They are desperate right now for a win after a 1-3 start. They haven't beat an FBS opponent yet. I mean, maybe we can hope Tulane is just bad, but I don't think that's the case because of the competition they've played. Even their loss to UAB, that's a good team. Now, I know their fans and I too think they should be able to beat UAB at home as long as Willie Fritz has been there. They have an established quarterback in Pratt, but
we watched them go toe-to-toe against Oklahoma in week 1.
I think everybody saw that, and at that time was like, all right, well, we're not going to beat Tulane here at ECU, but that was one of those games where they had a lot of emotions, and let's face it, Oklahoma is not like world beaters this year.
No.
At all. They had to struggle on Saturday
against West Virginia
to pick up a win against West Virginia. The week before that, they struggled to beat Nebraska, and so they have been in a lot of close games this year.
I want Lincoln Riley fired tonight.
So this will be a good one. We'll talk about it with the Fear the Wave blog dudes coming up in dudes. Do we have dude, Shirley? Dude, did you load dude?
Dude.
I want to hear dude.
Dude.
I don't know.
Who is that dude?
Dude. That is the intro to Captain Bill's call the other night.
Dude. Oh, is it really?
On the
dude. It was great to have him back on the show.
Well, great, terrible.
But,
depends on your perspective.
Yeah, it usually doesn't mean a good thing. Dude.
I had to get that for the.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
We saw Malcolm at Tiebreakers
Sure
on
did.
Sunday watching NFL, and sorry, Malcolm, but all I can talk about now when I see you is that. And he does like that it's getting played on Pirate Radio. He enjoys it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's okay with it. If he says that's enough, guys. If he says to us,
that's enough, guys, be quiet.
Could you be quiet, please? Thank you. We'll stop playing it, but until then, we're going to keep playing that. And we're going to keep playing Dude. Moving along, Manning Night Football.
Another great night.
I saw the worst news I've received maybe my entire life. That the Mannings aren't returning. Uh-oh, wait a minute. That tweet has been deleted. The tweet has been deleted.
Why would they not return?
I saw a tweet last night from Richard Deesh, whatever his name is. That like
Richard Dude.
Have you talked to your fiduciary lately?
I have not. I need to talk to my fiduciary.
Yeah. I saw a tweet that said Manning Night Football would not be returning until like week 7. And I didn't cry, but I was pretty damn close to it. This was the second time yesterday I almost cried. The first time when I was on the phone with Ruffin McNeil, but I held it together. And then last night when I heard that Manning Night Football was going on hiatus, but now I see that tweet's been deleted, so maybe that was false advertising? I don't know. I hope so, because it just keeps getting better and better.
You haven't seen anything else from that, have you?
I don't know. I'll have to. No.
That would be a stinger.
All right. Peyton Manning and Eli taking a break from the broadcast. They'll be back week 7.
So it's something personal with them. I mean,
No, I don't.
They personally want to take a break?
Maybe it had something to do with Eli Manning double birding America last night. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
But it once again is awesome, and it's something I look forward to now on Mondays that I will not have. I'll just have to watch crappy regular Monday Night Football moving forward. That stinks.
I don't think I'm going to watch Monday Night Football at all.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm totally out.
No Mannings, I'm out.
By the way, was it a different vibe with the Panthers not playing last
It was
night?
a way different vibe, homie. But I enjoyed it again last night, and I can't wait for week 7. I tell you what, Jeff Charles used to always say the guests make the show, and I'm telling you, the Mannings are great, but now the guests they have on there are awesome. They had LeBron James on there last night talking about his potential football career, that in the 2011 lockdown with the NBA that he did get offers from Jerry Jones and I think from Pete Carroll in Seattle to play football. So I thought that was a pretty cool tidbit there. So the guests that they've had on so far have been
Saban
awesome.
last night, Chris Long, and Matthew Stafford.
They had your guy Matt Stafford on there too.
God, he would look great in burgundy and gold, I'll tell you that. Robert says, what's up with the Eli middle finger? Eli was explaining that when he went to Philadelphia to play road games, he would get the double bird from 9-year-old kids and said, can I do it? I guess they can blur it out, right? And just shot the double bird right to the audience, and now it's everywhere out
Eli.
Dude!
What are you doing?
Eli is so likable. Peyton,
he's funny.
Yeah, because
and
there
funny
was
looking.
There was a scene where they were showing some sort of helmet, some weird looking Cowboys helmet up in the stands, and it was a rather large helmet, and Eli made a comment that said, hey, there's a helmet that Peyton might actually be able to fit.
Eli was doing his Dak Prescott hip swirl warm-ups.
Yes.
And Peyton Manning talked about his what do you call it? Like his 8-year-old boy jeans. Like they were going back and forth. They had Archie on last night. He was critiquing Peyton for a lot of different things. So they are America's family right now.
America's family.
We are
covering
all
America's team.
We are all Mannings at this point. So
LeBron,
I'm gonna really miss it.
LeBron threw his high school quarterback under the bus, saying that if he had a better high school quarterback, that he probably would have went into the football career.
Well, Eli mentioned it, and maybe I think it was Eli that mentioned it, and I thought LeBron was just going to ignore it, but then he went on and said, "Yeah, if I had a better QB, I might have stuck with football."
Wow.
All right, we need to take a break. We'll talk MLB playoff races coming up later on in the program. We will talk Tulane football when we return. By the way, that yellow-bellied, chicken liver, traitor, coward dude, Corey Glore, will join us on Thursday. So you will hear from Corey Glore this week.
Forgot we had that one.
I hope he has a flight from New Orleans and that he lands safe. We'll talk to Corey about that. We just need to punk Corey on Thursday. Let's get all his embarrassing moments, his voice cracks, all that stuff coming up for Thursday. We'll talk to the guys from the Fear the Wave blog coming up next on the program when we return on Pirate Radio Live after these words.
Hey Pirate fans, Derek Pizzeni from Carolina Wealth Management. Are you a fiduciary? That's a question every investor should ask their advisor. A fiduciary is an individual who acts in the best interest of a particular person or beneficiary. Is your advisor a fiduciary? You should know it's your money. At Carolina Wealth Management, we do things differently from other investment firms. To learn more about the benefits of working with a fiduciary advisor, visit mycarolinawealth.com. That's mycarolinawealth.com.
Tommy's Express Car Wash is the car wash Greenville is talking about. At the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, this state-of-the-art wash will keep your car looking great. And now Tommy's has just launched its new 2.0 Tommy's Express app. And anyone who downloads the app now will receive 30 free days of washing with their top-of-the-line wash, the Works Wash. Download the Tommy's Express app now by going to your app store or visit them on location, open 7 days a week at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2021 Buick Envision and save over $3,000 or 0% financing for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and pre-owned vehicles.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. The non-conference schedule this month, the AAC schedule starts next month. I'll have some thoughts right after this.
There are lots of reasons to love the Carolinas. We have awesome beaches, beautiful mountains, great weather, friendly people. We have some of the best teams to root for and the best schools to be a part of. But the one reason above all others to love the Carolinas? Pepsi Cola. Somehow, it just tastes different here. Better. More refreshing. No one can really explain why. All we can guess is, it's better here because it was born here. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas.
September shakes out this year as the non-conference schedule for the Pirates, with 2 games at home, South Carolina and Charleston Southern, and 1 in Charlotte versus Appalachian State, and a game at Marshall. 4 non-conference games, and then the 8 conference games beginning in October. October the 2nd at home against Tulane, a team ECU has lost to 3 straight times. That will be an important game to win because the Pirates will be decided underdogs on the road the next 2 weeks at UCF and at Houston. Back-to-back Thursday night games against USF on October the 28th and Temple November the 4th are winnable. And then the last 3 games at Memphis, at Navy, and Cincinnati at home will all be tough. ECU will not play Tulsa and SMU this year. A good September this month can give the Pirates a shot at a 500 season because we all know how tough the AAC is. Come on back again next time and we'll visit inside the booth.
Mercer Glass is clearly different.
Hi, this is Todd Mitchum with Mercer Glass, Eastern North Carolina's most complete glass company. Mercer Glass specializes in windows, shower doors, auto glass, and mirrors. We can install or repair almost anything made of glass in your home or business. So give us a call at Mercer Glass. That's 752-5101. That's 752-5101.
Pirate Radio.
You know, for having such a bleak outlook on pirates, you're well on your way to becoming one.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank & Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Their team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank & Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's Clint Brock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Got the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, joining us. Next segment, we'll talk ECU Tulane and Week 5 college football from a gambling perspective. Kevin Monroe joins us at 4 o'clock, the former Pirate and current color analyst for the Pirates, and Stephen Igoe at 4:40 right now. We'll take a closer look at Tulane. We'll do it on Thursday with the treasonous scum, Corey Glore. But right now, we will talk to JP Gooderham from the Fear the Wave blog. He joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. JP, welcome back. How you doing, man?
Really excited to be here. Thanks for having me again.
Let's talk about the Green Wave, and I think we as sports people like to kind of just look at numbers and scores and come to our own conclusions. And I think there's going to be a lot of people, JP, that go into this game with different feelings on Tulane. A lot of people saw what they did against Oklahoma and almost pull out that win. And people probably said in their minds that day that, Tulane will probably come to Greenville and beat the Pirates. There's some people that didn't see that game that are going to see the 1-3 record and the only win against an FCS team and say, oh, okay, well, the Pirates are going to beat Tulane on Saturday. So the truth is somewhere there in the middle, JP. How do you kind of recap the first 4 games of the start of the 2021 season for the Green Wave?
Oh, yeah. I think I go through that roller coaster of emotions on a daily basis at this point with this team. I mean, it has been dramatic, right? You think about going and playing, and, Tulane was basically evacuated from New Orleans. They were in Birmingham, Alabama. We had no idea if this Oklahoma game was even going to happen. It gets moved from New Orleans to Norman, and then for Tulane to show up where, they were supposed to take a beating. They were like a 32-point underdog. And it ends up being a 5-point game where Tulane had a chance to win on the last drive. And you're thinking, okay, this is the year that, Willie Fritz has done such an incredible job of elevating Tulane from the basement of the AAC and before that Conference USA into being this very solid 6-win, 7-win team for the last 3 years. You're thinking this is the year where they really can take that next big step. And then reality starts to set in when you look at the 2 games that just happened that have now set Tulane up with a 1-3 record. And that was a 40-point loss at Ole Miss in a game where we had very high hopes based on what we had seen from the first 2 weeks of the season. And then to a lesser extent, Tulane losing to a very good UAB team. And to me, it is not shocking that Tulane could lose that game to UAB. That's a team that's won 2 league titles in the last 3 years. They won a division title in the other year. It's an exceptional program under Bill Clark. But I think it did show you some of the concerns we have about where this team has been defensively, about some of the consistency that they've been able to have on offense, and even some injury situations with this team. So, you've got a 2-2 ECU, you've got a 1-3 Tulane, and I think both of these teams are really hungry for a win, and it's going to be a battle.
A pivotal game for each for the 2021 season. Tulane, with that 1-3 start, needs to stack some wins if they want to get to another bowl. East Carolina looking for their first bowl appearance since 2014, JP. So we'll take any win any way we can get it, although last week against Charleston Southern, 0 style points for the Pirates in that victory to get to 2-2 on the year. JP, how much is there's a difference between a reason for something and an excuse for something. How much is the terrible hurricane that rolled through there, used as a reason for this start and being displaced and everything kind of being out of whack? That's a legitimate reason for Tulane to not be focused 100% on football. How much are you giving Tulane a pass for that?
Well, that's been a narrative, right? And I was listening to the press conference after the UAB loss, and people were asking about that, and they're not even now back to normal. The team got to come back to New Orleans Monday of last week, and I think most players were still basically in a hotel room, but now a hotel room in New Orleans. It's nice being back and being home, you know what I mean? And I really feel for the players who are, going and playing some really good teams, but I'll say this, that the team really has not leaned on that as an excuse, really. I think that their belief is that this is a team that has the talent to compete with the best in the AAC, and they want to show it. I think that the bigger thing, as we think about what we're looking for next year is what can the team start to do to adjust from some of the issues that they've been seeing? I think a lot of Tulane fans have been frustrated with the performance defensively. I think that was a big issue, especially with missed tackles. And I think that's one of the things is, they kind of have their first week of normalcy this week. They want to see a really solid, hungry, disciplined Tulane team show up in Greenville. And I think that's the question that we're asking as we circle this game.
Let's talk Michael Pratt. The touchdown-interception ratio looks good at 10-2. But how has Pratt looked overall this season, JP?
I think Michael Pratt is one of the real kind of hallmark guys for this program right now, where Tulane fans are really excited about where he can take this program. He is a second-year player. He played most of last year as a starter. And I think that, he does a number of things really well. I think he started to really tap into some of these talented receivers that Tulane has, guys like Deuce Watts. I think he's been able to really leverage tight ends like Tyrick James and Will Wallace. I think that on that level, he's been a really, he's shown a lot as a passer, but he's also shown a lot in his ability to run, right? I think for him, there's kind of two big aspects that I look at as we think about ECU. One is that we know he's banged up. The storyline the week before UAB was that even though he started that game and played, I believe, every single play, I don't think he really took snaps in practice that week, that it actually came to the third-string quarterback, Kai Horton, based on comments that Fritz made after the game. So I think that's the first thing, is the health and just him coming in and having that working for him. And I think the second thing is also just making some of those reads and decisions. You know, he's a guy who likes to pick the ball up and take it himself and kind of call his own number, and it can put him in harm's way. I think being able to, in the run-pass option, make the handoff, work the defense in some other ways, throw the check down throws, those are all things that are important, not just to sustain his career here, but also for, you know, him to be effective against this ECU team. So we're excited. I think he's growing. He knows that. He's pushing himself. But we think his ceiling is really, really high.
JP Gooderham from the Fear the Wave blog joining us on the Fixed NC Lifeline. JP, Tulane scoring 36.5 points a game, and a lot of those came against Morgan State. But that number, 36.5, is good enough to win you some games in 2021. The bad news is, as you mentioned earlier, they're giving up 37 a game, and a lot of that came to Ole Miss in that game where they were able to roll up some points. So, again, these numbers may be a tad skewed as we sit here early in the season. 4 games into the season, although it really goes from early to late in the season quick in college football, so you want to get those things figured out beginning week 5, right, JP?
Oh, that's definitely true. You know, it's weird to say that your back is against the wall, but it depends on really any kind of goal you have for the season. Is Tulane, starting with making the bowl game. You need to go, when you start 1-3, now you got to go 5-3 for the rest of your season, right? Which is not easy to do. There are no easy games on this Tulane schedule going forward, and you got to win. You got to play. And Willie Fritz talked about that this week. And then I think the second thing is that even better than that, I think Tulane has, you know, in their comments this week, you know, hey, we didn't have the kind of amazing start to the non-conference schedule of beating one of these top-tier P5 teams. Our new thing should be, well, let's go out and beat some of these better teams in the AAC, and I think that's really the vision going forward. And I think, to your point, you know, what your read is there is spot on. I think the offense has really continued to have fireworks, you know, as they had last year under former offensive coordinator, now Southern Miss coach Will Hall. In comes former Notre Dame coordinator Chip Long, who's taken over this year. And I know Bill Conley's ESPN SP Plus rates the offense as number 36 in the country, so pretty good, right? You look at the defense, though, which is at number 102, there, you know, there's your trouble. And that's really the thing, is that Tulane is going to need to find more on defense. I think, to your point, you can score points, but against a lot of these AAC offenses, you need to really bring some heat on defense, too.
Pirates got to find their offense. It'd be nice if they could do that Saturday. East Carolina's really had 2 good quarters of good offensive football this season, and really, that's about it. Something else I noticed on the stats, the third quarter has been an issue for East Carolina. Their lone touchdown has come from cornerback Jaquan McMillan on a pick 6 last week in the third quarter. East Carolina outscored 28-10 in the third quarter. Tulane has been outscored 38-15 in the third quarter. So maybe that's the most important quarter to keep an eye on Saturday, because both of these teams coming out of the locker room have not looked good thus far, JP.
That's true. You know, I would actually say, though, that I think Tulane it's weird because it doesn't really align with the numbers, but I think Tulane has actually been stronger in the second half. At Oklahoma, that was where the comeback started to happen.
Yeah.
Against UAB, they went down 21-0. And I think that that's a really key piece for Tulane and for these Willie Fritz teams, is having that toughness, especially in a road environment, to be able to find your way back. Now, something that's really anchoring those numbers down, I was in Oxford for that game. I feel like Ole Miss scored about 60 points in that third quarter, the way it is in my mind right now. That wasn't great, but I think that, to your point, Tulane really is going to need to play a complete game if they want to win this against ECU.
Real quick, JP, you said you were there in Oxford. Do you think Ole Miss has the offense and I guess most importantly the defense to make it a game against Alabama coming up on Saturday?
Man, it's crazy because, you know, the stock answer you should always take basically against Nick Saban is no, and you're going to be right about 99% of the time.
Yeah.
You kind of feel like you're going out on a limb when you're not doing that. I was incredibly impressed with Ole Miss. I really was, and I think they can make it a game. I think if Florida made it a game, I think Ole Miss can make this a game with Alabama, and I think that quarterback Matt Corral is incredibly effective, not just in his athletic ability, but in his leadership. I mean, he talked a lot about the way he kept his team focused when we had like a 2-hour lightning delay, and we were sitting there in the rain just waiting for this thing to happen. I think the offense that they have is going to be a test for Alabama, even with the talent they have on defense. And honestly, I think the biggest thing is that the defense for them has gotten better. Now, their offense is elite. Their defense, I do not think, is elite yet. But I think that's going to be the thing, is put the offense in a position where if Matt Corral can go out and do his thing and hit some of those really talented receivers and really work the field, you're giving them a chance to make it happen. And so, yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm out on a limb, but I was very, very impressed with that Ole Miss team.
Talking to JP Gooderham from the Fear the Wave blog podcast. You can follow, or blog, I should say. You can follow them on Twitter at Fear the Wave blog. JP, when I saw the total for this East Carolina-Tulane game, my first thought was, wow, is East Carolina going to put it together offensively enough for this total to get into the 60s? And I guess from your perspective, it's, can this Tulane defense show up and keep East Carolina from scoring 30 points in this game? So, who shows up, ECU's offense, Tulane's defense, we'll see. But what kind of game were you expecting on Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium?
It's kind of where my head's at, and it was a little surprising seeing that, given the fact that there hasn't been a ton of firepower. You look at some of those games, like the 20-17 loss, I believe it was, South Carolina, and they've kind of had those low-scoring games. I thought Keaton's numbers as a running back were pretty impressive in these last two, with him putting up, I think, 100-plus yards in both of those games. He's averaging like 7.8 yards per carry or something, which is fantastic. So I think ECU has some pieces here that they can start to build around, especially if, for Tulane, I think some of those issues have been, I mentioned before, the missed tackles, extending a play that could be a 3rd and 5 stop, and all of a sudden a guy's rumbling past that first down line and extending drives. I think the other thing is, for Holden to kind of find his way of testing Tulane's quarterbacks, where I think there has been some challenge in that secondary that we didn't expect. But on the flip side, I looked at the box score for Charleston Southern, and I was very shocked to see an FCS team put up 568 yards against East Carolina. And I think for Tulane, that's the other thing for them, is Pratt getting in there and getting an early and quick start. And that was a huge issue in UAB, was coming out and starting with some 3-and-outs and putting the defense on their heels. It is not all the defense's fault that they've been in that position. When Tulane has kind of dropped anchor and lost some of that steam, it's put them in such a challenging position, spending a lot of time on the field. And I think that's probably my biggest takeaway, that if Tulane wins this game, what do I think the storyline is? It would be Michael Pratt coming out and really building some nice drives early in this game. I think that's also how you pass that 60-plus point mark, too.
JP Gooderham, Fear the Wave blog, joining us. You can follow them on Twitter at Fear the Wave blog. And JP, as I said before you came on, I enjoy it from a informational perspective, but also you guys have a sense of humor, so I appreciate that as well. And keep up the good work, and hope we have a good football game. I'm expecting one coming up this Saturday.
It should be. Thank you very much for having me, Clip.
All right, thanks, man. There's JP Gooderham joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. We'll take a break, come back. What does Jeff Nadu think about the 4-point spread in this game? Tulane a favorite coming here to Greenville. We'll talk about that and the rest of the college football action. Pretty good slate this Saturday. We'll go up and down that slate when we return after this.
It's the American Athletic Conference opener for the Pirates as Tulane comes a-calling for homecoming. Tickets start as low as $35. It's the Pirates and the Green Wave in a 3:30 kickoff. It's time to get rowdy and dowdy. East Carolina and Tulane to kick off the American Athletic Conference schedule.
You can paint this with purple.
Hello folks, this is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at CarolinaHardscapesandMulch.com.
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust, and as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in ceramic coating, vehicle wraps, and more. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Everything must go up to 75% off. Air conditioners, $199. Refrigerators, $199. Dryers, $199. Queen mattresses, $199. ECU purple chairs, $99. Everything must go up to 75% off. Discount Mattress and Furniture, by the railroad track, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Winning is not everything, it's the only thing.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? Copy Pro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of some sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clint Brock. I wish I knew what was so funny, because all I know is you were over here just about to turn red.
Are those the shoes you got?
Yeah, basically.
I know, good and well. All right, we got to get to Jeff Nadu. We'll talk about this with Igoe in hour 2.
Oh, man.
This is pretty funny, though. Chandler's in a wedding on Saturday.
Okay.
So he won't be here at work. Dude. But he got some nice, really nice shoes that he was excited about. They
are nice.
They're very nice.
Yeah, they're very, very nice.
And I did a little research on those shoes, and I'll tell you more about them in a moment.
Okay. Well, whatever it was hilarious, because you were. That's why I started laughing, because I looked up and you were just slumped down in your chair, just crying, laughing.
It cracked me up. All right, more on that in a moment. But right now, we'll go out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, who joins us to talk college football on a Tuesday. Big man, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Hey, doing great, Jeff. Looking forward to some more football. We've got this Tuesday, Wednesday hiatus, and we'll get back to it Thursday. When does the midweek action begin, Jeff? Are we still a few weeks away from that? I hadn't looked ahead.
I think it starts beginning of November.
Okay, about a month away from some midweek football, but we now have time to look at what's coming up this weekend. Big man, let's start with East Carolina. This is a pivotal game in the 2021 season for ECU, and I think even more important than that, a pivotal game for Mike Houston. You've got a winnable game at home to start the conference slate, but you are a home underdog to the Tulane Green Wave. Tulane right now a 4-point favorite. Totals at 64.5, so they're expecting some points to come in this football game. Tulane had that great season opener against Oklahoma where they almost pulled off the upset, but since then they rolled up some points on Morgan State, Jeff, but have lost a couple games, got blown out by Ole Miss, and then lost at home to UAB. So two desperate teams here coming into this game looking for their first conference win to go to 1-0 in conference play. So what do you think when you look at the Green Wave and the Pirates, Jeff?
Yeah, I know. I don't think you'll hear this from anyone this week. Maybe you will. I don't know. I don't know what'll be said, but I think this is probably one of the most important games in Mike Houston's career. There. I mean,
I'm with you.
If they want to get to a bowl game, I think they have to win this game. I mean, I think you look at the rest of the schedule. I mean, South Florida, Temple, and Navy are winnable, and you should win there. But yeah, you look at you only have 2 wins so far, so you have to get this one against Tulane. It's at home. And I think Tulane's probably saying the same thing. I guess for me, like just as a neutral and someone looking, outside in, I don't really trust ECU to win games like this. I don't. I mean, I thought the South Carolina one was rough. I thought, and look, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They did beat Charleston Southern last week, but as you know, it wasn't easy. You got an easy, a win that you probably shouldn't have had against Marshall, so you have some confidence. But Tulane's a good team. Michael Pratt's a good quarterback. They've obviously played well and played. I mean, you talk about the competition. Tulane has played Ole Miss. They played Oklahoma. They played UAB. I mean, this team is battle-tested. They played some tough football teams. Now, they didn't win those games, but they were right there against UAB, and they were right there against Oklahoma. So, yeah, I'd be honest, Clip, I would lean Tulane here. I'll let Mike Houston and the team surprise me and win a game. Maybe they shouldn't. They have to have it, but I don't think they'll win.
I'm feeling on the same wavelength there. Just I'm using the evidence I've seen in the past. All I can go on is what I've seen from this team, and I just don't know if they have the offense to keep up and the defense to stop Tulane. I do. That total, Jeff, is suggesting like a 34-30 game, and I don't know if East Carolina can get into the 30s the way their offense has sputtered for a lot of this year. So I don't know. But right now I'm with you on the Tulane side. We'll see how I feel coming up Saturday.
I think if you're and I said this last year with East Carolina, and I'll say it again, like they try to establish the run way too much. Like in certain games, you just have to let it fly. And I get it for the first quarter or whatever, but I think to win this game, I think they're going to have to shoot it out. You're going to have to throw 50 times, I think. And you look at it; they did it against Marshall, and it worked. So they have to throw the kitchen sink at Tulane. This is a real important game. It's a great barometer game to see if they have any moxie. But this is why you hired Mike Houston, to win games like this. And if you don't win this game, I mean, you're not going to win again until probably close to Halloween.
Jeff, you don't have any connection to East Carolina other than coming on Pirate Radio, and you have over the years. So and you certainly know a lot about East Carolina now that we've talked. But you sound just like the locals here that call in after the game. So you're not you're kind of preaching to the choir here when you talk about how big this game is, how East Carolina needs to open it up, and how Mike Houston needs to win this football game. So I think a lot of people are agreeing with you right now that are listening.
I mean, I'm pretty negative by generalization, just being from the Philadelphia area. But yeah, I mean, I've said before, if I were a fan of this team, I would be irritated week to week. You're just kind of waiting and it doesn't happen. But we'll see. It'll be a good game, I think.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, I'll bounce around a little bit and then we'll circle back to games you like coming up this weekend and midweek. I made a note to myself last Friday. I'm trying to remember what game I was watching now. Where home underdogs on Friday nights, and I don't know how much you look at trends like this, but they have been hidden. You go back to Virginia Tech and North Carolina. There's been several examples since then. And if you're going to star a game like that this Friday, it would have to be Iowa at Maryland, and Iowa is a 3.5-point favorite. When you see number 5 versus a Maryland team, maybe you would think it would be a bigger favorite, but Maryland is 4-0. How real are they? Talking about East Carolina trying to get a big signature win for Mike Houston this weekend. This would be monster for Maryland, who has really struggled over the years, but do you think the Terps can hang with the Hawkeyes on Friday night?
I mean, look, the ranking that Iowa has is one of the most pathetic things. Like, that's just why rankings suck, because it's like they're just there because.
You're talking about football or basketball, Jeff? Because you said that about the basketball team too.
It's always this team. It's basketball or football. It's pathetic. I mean, keep in mind, Clip, Iowa is 114th in the country in total offense, 293 yards a game. Their quarterback is one of the worst completion percentages in the country. I mean, when you look at 114 in the country, Clip, Old Dominion is averaging about 10 yards more a game than them. Old Dominion. UMass is averaging more yards per game. South Florida, Temple, Georgia Southern. I mean, this is just dreadful stuff.
I remember earlier in the year they had a big win against Iowa State, but didn't they get like 2 pick sixes?
Yes, they did.
They have a great defense, but it's been a little fluky, maybe, right?
And then they played Indiana, who didn't have a healthy Penix. So, yeah, I think they get. I think this Maryland team's legit. I love what I'm seeing out of this young Tagovailoa kid. Mike Locksley seems like he's established a really good kind of culture there. They've got some receivers. Dante Demas is a really big play guy. I think they win this game. I think that's going to be a rocket atmosphere. Reminds me a little bit, Clip, of Week 1 with UNC and Virginia Tech. You have a team coming in that's maybe a little overvalued against a hungry, desperate team that's 4-0, that's actually probably better than we think they are. That home crowd's going to be great. I think Maryland is a solid play here. And I think Sharps agree because this opened 4 and it's been bet down to 3.5.
Yeah, Jeff Nadu joining us. And look, Iowa is 4-0. You say the ranking is not what it should be, but it kind of speaks to where we are in college football this particular season, right, Jeff? With Clemson already losing a couple of games, Ohio State has lost. It looks like everybody but Bama, and we'll see if Georgia, we'll get to that game in a moment, but we could be in one of those wild college football seasons where a lot of teams get multiple losses this year.
I'll tell you what's really interesting is if Ole Miss somehow knocks the world and beats Alabama, then, I mean, Clip, I said and I'll throw this out right now, one of the picks that I've already made this week is Cincinnati against Notre Dame. And a lot of the reasoning for that is I think this is the biggest game in Cincinnati football history. It's not even close. This team has a realistic shot this year to actually get to the Final Four. There are not 4 teams, I think, maybe by the end of the year that are better than Cincinnati. This is Cincinnati's last opportunity, I think, to get one of those signature on-TV wins. Notre Dame is a legitimate program, and they've got to be looking, and I know they can't really control the rest of their destiny, but Cincinnati's coaching staff has to be looking and saying, if we win this game, we have as good a shot as any year to get to the Final Four. It's not usually fair for us, but I think that has to go into the thinking for some of these coaches.
I said it, man. This game, Cincinnati's games against Murray State and against Miami, Ohio, and Style Points, that didn't really matter as much as that Notre Dame-Wisconsin game last week because Cincinnati needed Notre Dame to win, get into the top 10, makes, if they win this week, look even more impressive, and that's right there in front of them. So, huge opportunity for Fickle.
Notre Dame has been living on the edge. Remember last year, Graham Mertz had 4 turnovers. Listen, Clip, this is important. Notre Dame is giving up 5 sacks per game. This defensive line has major issues. I'm a big concern for them in this football game. I took Cincy. I played the money line at 120.
Let's talk about another top 10 matchup. Arkansas, man, they crushed Texas and handled Texas A&M. You can say what you want about those teams, but very impressive start to the season for Sam Pittman. They found themselves in the top 10, but they run up against the Georgia team at home in Athens at noon on Saturday, and the line is around 18.5. It's a pretty big line there for Georgia. Arkansas has looked good so far this year, Jeff, but is this the one where their flaws are kind of exposed?
Maybe, but I'll say this. I mean, when it comes to defense, I mean, these are two. I mean, Georgia's the best team in the country defensively. It's not close, and Arkansas is not far behind. I mean, consider this, Club. This is pretty crazy. This goes to show you how bad defenses are in the country and how good Georgia's is. Georgia is one of the only two teams in the country giving up less than 200 yards a game. Georgia's giving up 185 yards a game. To put that into perspective, the other teams in the country, all of them, outside of Iowa State, are giving up over 210 yards a game. Wow. Georgia is significantly better than every other team defensively. So to put this in perspective, Cliff, Georgia, 185 yards a game they're giving up. Arkansas is 9th. They're giving up 267 yards a game. So almost 100 yards more separates the first and 9th teams in total defense. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I think this total is a little high. I thought 49 was high. I would have put it more towards like 46.5, 47. I think if you can get above that 7 touchdown mark, I think this is a pretty good play. Both teams, I think, are going to want to run the ball. I'm not in love with Georgia's skill players. I know they put a lot of points on the board, but I like the under a bit here.
As I look up and down the schedule, it seems like a "Are you for real" Saturday, and Michigan has an opportunity to further prove that they belong in the top 15 and one of the best teams in the country when they take on Wisconsin, who already has 2 losses, but can they go into Camp Randall and pull out a win? Wisconsin's actually a narrow favorite in this game. Jeff, do you have a lean on this one?
Yeah, I kind of threw something small in on the under at 43.5. I know a lot of people are going to kind of hold their nose at that one. No one's betting this total, and I think for good reason. It's super low, but this screams 17-13 to me.
Yeah.
I know that these games generally find their way over, but neither quarterback I think is very good. 2 defenses that are stout and tough. I think punters are going to be important here. It's probably going to be I don't think it's important to look at weather yet, but I think it's going to be raw in Madison this weekend. We're starting to feel the cold weather up here. You look at Saturday, it's going to be fine. It's only 70 degrees. But, again, something to think about, wind, things like that. I think this is a spot where you take the under. I'm leaning on 20-13, something like we saw last week with Michigan Rutgers.
Jeff, just looked up the ACC championship odds. Clemson is minus 200 after losing to NC State. The Wolfpack at plus 400. Wake Forest is plus 900. Now they're going to, I think, be able to cruise the next few weeks, but they have a stretch where they have North Carolina, NC State, Clemson, Boston College, all like back to back. So, we they're going to be okay this first part of the season. Can they get through the gauntlet at the end? But Wake Forest just quietly piling up points. A smooth, easy win last week at Virginia. They got Louisville at home this week, and they're only 6.5-point favorites against Louisville.
I think when it comes down to a clip, we can make the case. Would you say you have a number on that?
Wake Forest was, now I got to pull it back up, plus 900, I believe. So
Clip at FanDuel, you can get 20-1 on that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I like the way you're thinking. I think this is a smart decision. Wake is, I think, one of the better defensive teams in this conference. I think they might be the best defensive team in this conference, maybe outside of Clemson, who's still good defensively. But yeah, I like Wake. But I'll tell you this, I like Louisville as well. I think we can make it clear, Clip. Ole Miss is really good.
Yeah, and that's a great point. That's the one time I've actually sat and watched the whole Louisville game, and good grief, they got torched on defense. But since then, they've won every game they've played. So.
Yeah, exactly. And Malik Cunningham's starting to, I think, kind of figure it out. Satterfield's starting to get his bearings a little bit. I think if that hits 7, maybe you take a shot with Louisville. But, yeah, it's hard to get in front of Wake right now. They're ranked all of a sudden. They have a good defense. And Hartman is good, and they can run the ball effectively. So, yeah, I think 20-1 is not a bad shout on Wake. Pitt, interesting as well at 14-1.
You mentioned earlier if Ole Miss can go to Bryant-Denny Stadium and pull off the upset and shock the college football world, that would be monster for the landscape of this season. Do you think there's a chance of that happening, Jeff?
What you cut out at the beginning, Clip. What was the question?
The Ole Miss Alabama. You used the word if Ole Miss could do it earlier. Do you think they can make this a game with Bama?
Well, Clip, I have this thing where occasionally I'll get these premonitions, and I'll not recommend that people do it, but I myself have taken a C note and said, you know what, plus 440, I'm in.
Oh,
look, it's probably going to be money that I'll burn, but because again, Alabama, the method on beating them, the method of error is so small that it's just tough to do. I think they're capable, though. I think their defense is, frankly, a lot better than we give it credit for. I found them to be pretty good defensively this year so far, Ole Miss. And Look, is Alabama good? Of course they are. I'll tell you right now, Clip, if I had, let's say Rough and Rowdy had already happened and I've already been paid, being paid pretty well, I would do my best to get to this game. I've never been to a college football game. It's not as important up here than it is down there.
Yeah.
I would love to be at this game. This is going to be an absolutely awesome game to watch as a neutral fan. There's going to be tons of offense. Matt Corral, I think, wins the Heisman Trophy this week.
Oh, wow. So there's the call from the big man. Total sitting at around 80, 79 and a half. They put up over 100 last year. Like, is that too high for you to go for, Jeff? Or are you going to go ahead? What do you think about the over in this game?
Well, I mean, I'm generally not betting totals this high. I mean, think about this, Clip. Let's say this game was 51-27. You would lose. You're over.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, but no, I think this would be terrific to watch. Two teams that are just incredible offensively. It's something that we're like, you can't have 7-0 in that. You need 14-14 at the end of the first. That's what you need to be on pace here. So, I wouldn't be betting unders. I think this is one of those one-time-a-season games where you just say, you know what, like a lot of the people listening to the show that maybe gamble for fun, I think you just get a beer or two, maybe a pizza, and you play the over and have fun. This would be a great game to watch. Great neutral game for college football fans.
One more, Jeff, and then I'll ask you what you like this weekend that we didn't go over. But Kentucky likes to play these ugly, close games. Can they muck it up with Florida and make it a tight one? That's one coming up at 6 o'clock on Saturday. Yeah,
Florida's not a team that I'm ever really running to lay double digits kind of with, but I'll tell you, they've been sneaky pretty good. I mean, they blew out South Florida, hung right with Alabama, and then blew out, just a brutal Tennessee team. So, I would lean on like a closer game, like a 27-21 type of game. I think there are better spots in the card this week, but two teams that I actually like. I like both from a different profile, so I kind of just cancel out and not wager on it.
All right, went over some of the marquee games, bigger name games of the weekend. Jeff, what did I miss that you're into coming up week 5?
Yeah, I know it's going to be tough for a lot of people to do, but I think USC has to be played this week. They're off a loss last week. They're only laying 6.5 for Colorado. I still think it's too light, though. USC is significantly better than Colorado. I think the value is here just because we lost this week. Colorado, Clip, is, in all intents and purposes, this is the worst offensive team in the country, in my opinion. I know Navy and teams like that are below them, but Colorado is averaging 79 passing yards a game. Generally, teams at that level are just triple option teams.
Yeah.
It's just dreadful right now for Colorado. Brendan Lewis is not a quarterback that should be seeing the field right now. I think USC gets right here and takes care of a bad Colorado team. 2-2, I think there's a lot to be pissed off about after USC. I'd expect a much better defensive effort. You're not going to get vertically beaten the way Oregon State beat you. That was one of those games last week where if you're USC, you've got to take a good long look in the mirror and focus. I think even with 80% effort, they win by 10 against Colorado. One that I already bet, Clip, was Toledo. This is my favorite bet of the week, frankly. I played Toledo last week, -5 against Ball State. I'm going to play them again against UMass. Now, I know a lot of people will probably say to me, well, big man, it's the last non-conference game. They've got MAC football to worry about. That's fair. But remember, Toledo has one of the best backup quarterbacks in the country. They have a kid called DeQuan Finn. Okay, he played in mop-up duty against Norfolk State, played last week against Toledo. This is a guy that could capably run an offense. He reminds me of a young Michael Vick. This guy is electric. He is fast. He's powerful. He just runs people over. I think he's perfectly capable of putting points on the board in mop-up duty. Let's say Bradley goes out in the third quarter. This screams like 48-10. And, Clip, I want to say this now. Toledo is not the defense of old. This is a really good defensive team. They were absolutely terrific last week against Ball State. I think they put a similar effort on This week, I think they blow UMass out of the building.
Jeff Nadu joining us. I like the foresight to think it's going to be a blowout and to already know who the backup quarterback is in case it is. So good stuff there. Jeff, we will reconvene with you on Thursday, talk some NFL, and then hook up with you on Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. You can check out patreon.com/BMOC and follow him on Twitter at Jeff Nadu. Big man, enjoyed the college football chat today. We appreciate you joining us.
Same here, Clip, and thanks for not asking me about the Eagles. I've had it, so thank you.
We ran out of time. Next question was going to be about 3 carries to running backs last night, but we ran out of time. So
maybe Thursday. I'm going to probably be forced to bet them this week, weirdly enough. So talk to you Thursday.
Figured we'd just keep it light today, and we'll bring up the Eagles on Thursday when we talk NFL with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. We'll talk more college football lines Wednesday, the return of Wager McGee on a Wednesday, coming up on Pirate Radio Live. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. We will have more for you. Kevin Monroe joins us on the other side. We'll get his thoughts on what happened on Saturday and what will happen this Saturday when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
This is Dr. Anthony Scally from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel surgery, general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced and professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers, and I couldn't do my job without my offensive line keeping me safe. Make sure your employees are safe by using ArcPoint Labs for your medical testing needs. From pre-employment testing to COVID test, ArcPoint Labs is there to serve Eastern North Carolina with accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Schedule an appointment at any of their 6 Eastern North Carolina locations or visiting them online at arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
There are times in our lives when we feel like we have hit rock bottom with nowhere to go, but that is actually when God is closest to us and building us into who we are meant to be. Hi, I'm Holt Nailers, and that's how Built When Broken was formed. BuiltWhenBroken.com is an apparel brand to remind people not only where they've come from, but also where they are going. Visit BuiltWhenBroken.com to get the latest BWB apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. BuiltWhenBroken.com, apparel for our walk through life.
Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Be sure to stop by their office at 801 Staten Road in Greenville, or you can book an appointment online at signsandtint.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clint Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk all ECU from here on out, the remainder of the show. Pirate football, as Stephen Igoe will join us a little later on. We got Mike Houston comments from his weekly press conference from earlier today. And right now we'll talk to a former Pirate, a former Panther, and now the color analyst on the Pirates IMG Learfield Sports Network. He is Kevin Monroe, who joins us on the program. Kevin, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, Clip. I hope you are.
I'm doing well. Kevin, we'll get to the Pirates in a moment. Last night I tweeted, is it an overreaction to say that the Cowboys win the NFC East by 4+ games? Kevin, what's your answer to that question? Is that an overreaction, or does that sound like a possibility to you?
I'd love for that to happen, but it's definitely an overreaction. I'm not yet to the point to where I think the Cowboys aren't above doing some dumb things, specifically when it comes to coaching and clock management. We seem to really struggle with that over the last 2 games. And so if there's a close game at hand, I'm sure, whether it's on defense or coaching, we'll find a way to screw it up. But I do like how talented they are, both offensively and defensively. So if it just comes down to lining up and beating other teams, I think they're talented enough, but they could definitely screw this up.
Perfectly said, Kevin, because I also had a thought that the Cowboys are the most talented team and have the worst coach in the division. Now, I don't know about Joe Judge, Nick Sirianni yet, but Mike McCarthy just continues to make baffling calls. Even in comfortable wins like last night, Peyton Manning was screaming at his TV for Mike McCarthy to call a timeout at the end of the first half. But I don't know. I don't even know if he can stop Dallas from winning this division just because everybody else looks so bad. But it's still early, Kevin, as you know, teams can turn it around, so we'll see.
Well, I was happy to see Ezekiel Elliott play well last night. I think people were starting to write him off and ready to go to the Tony Pollard bandwagon. Which for me, I'm a Cowboy fan, so whoever's back there, I'm rooting for him. But I really do like Zeke, and I think he's still a top 10 back in this league. And if he gets the opportunity, I think he'll do well.
All right, Kevin, on to the Pirates. East Carolina wins their second straight game on Saturday. You always hear there's no such thing as an ugly win or a bad win, but boy, ECU tested the limits on that phrase on Saturday, Kevin. There was a lot of people, myself included, coming out of that game knowing it was a win, but man, not feeling very good about it. How about yourself?
Well, I texted someone right after the game, and I said, I'm happy that I'm so angry over a win for once. Because that's how I felt. I felt like I couldn't believe how we played against an FCS opponent, and not just an FCS opponent, but an FCS opponent I didn't feel like was anywhere as good as us. We played when James Madison rolled through here, a few years ago under Coach Houston, and they beat us. They were a better team that day. I didn't feel like this team that we played was as good as us, as talented as us, but they just kept making plays, and we kind of just sat on the ball in the second half and got a little bit too conservative and didn't do a whole lot. And it was just frustrating to watch.
Very frustrating, Kevin. Once again, the Pirates put together one good quarter of offensive football. We saw it in the fourth against Marshall. We saw it in the second against Charleston Southern. And outside of that, just subpar play offensively. And nothing's going to change this week as far as the quarterback, the coordinator, or a lot of the personnel, Kevin. So it's just on them, I guess, to execute, because right now you're not going to bring in any new players. You're not going to, I don't think, fire any coaches or change positions at the top. So it is what it is. Now what can this team do to make it look prettier on the field when they got the football?
Well, you know what? We got to see one play of Garcia, and Coach always says every week that it's an open competition at every position, and that the best guy is going to play, and that he just happens to think that so far this season, Holton has been the best guy at the quarterback position. And you know what? I don't argue that he might be the best guy because we're not at practice. I just know that he's struggled at times, and so if he's struggling, I've said this before, if he's struggling, why not give someone else an opportunity? And so who knows after Coach, has watched film over this past few days of what he saw from Holton Ahlers, if he feels like maybe Garcia should get more time. I think the fan base would probably tell you he deserves to get more time. I don't know. I just know that the offense was very stagnant. You're not getting the ball to the playmakers enough. Tyler Sneed's not touching the ball enough. Mitchell and Harris aren't touching the ball enough. And it seemed like things just got really one-dimensional. And I think they outgot in terms of first downs. I think they had 20 or 25 more first downs than the Pirates, which is pretty incredible for the amount of time of possession. There's only 3 minutes difference in time of possession. So that was really a staggering stat.
I agree. I looked at it after the game, thought that can't be true with all the 3 and outs, and as much as Charleston Southern seemed to have the football. Kevin, that quarterback Chambers on Saturday, I went back and thought about the Bryce and South Carolina's coach who was playing quarterback, and the QB from Marshall, who of course is very talented as well. But that quarterback, and we helped him probably look good, Kevin, but that QB on Saturday, Chambers, was the best QB I've seen ECU play this year. How about you?
So I hesitate to say best because I thought Grant Wells at Marshall was just a really good passer of the football. I think he was accurate. I thought he was a good player. I think, overall he's probably a better player. But there's nothing, you can't put anything over an athletic quarterback. A quarterback that can just beat you with his feet. It's a lot like what you see with Jalen Hurts. He makes a lot of mistakes, but he can just take off and run on you, and it'll just kill you. And so, that's what he kept doing, was that when it would break down, he probably only had 1 or 2 read on every time he dropped back. And if that person wasn't open, he was going to pull it down. He was able to escape sacks and just keep drives going, keep the chains moving. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. And so in terms of being the most deadly against us this year, he definitely was the most deadly because we had to be able to corral him and stop him and slow him down. And we were good at it at times, and at times he was getting away and making things tough on us.
He was fun to watch, unless you were rooting for East Carolina on Saturday, because he was tough to get and made some pretty good throws as well. Kevin, that defense is on the field so much because of those 3 and outs, and even the big plays East Carolina makes. With CJ finally had a big one, a 60-yarder, and then Keaton Mitchell another huge run for East Carolina, and that put the defense right back on the field. That is a bit of an excuse for giving up 500 and some yards to an FCS team. Defense has a lot of cleaning up to do starting this week against Tulane.
Yeah, they've given up, a lot of yards, some points. They've been opportunistic. They've gotten some turnovers, and I like to see that. I love what Jaquan McMillan is doing. He's going to rewrite the record books for corners at East Carolina. He's always around the football. They're starting to get better pressure on quarterbacks. I thought they pressured the Charleston Southern quarterback a lot. They just couldn't corral him and get him on the ground as much as I'd like to see. So I think they're doing some good things. They're finding a way to get stops at times. But they're just out there too long. They give up too many third down conversions, too many opportunities through the air. Balls are completed. They're rotating 3 corners. McMillan's pretty much a mainstay, but Nolan Johnson and Malik Fleming kind of rotate over to the other side. The safeties get rotated in and out. Those 3 or 4 guys, and the linebackers are always coming in and out. And then same thing with defensive linemen. So we have depth, but not everybody's performing to where we'd like them to be performing. And so the defense has not been as good as it could be. but certainly it's kept us in games.
We'll talk more about snap counts, player participation with Igoe later on in the show, but there was one series, Kevin, where we saw Aaron Ramseur out there. I had to remember what number he was. He's just been out of the game so much due to injuries, but he kind of took over a series by himself there in the red zone for East Carolina. It sounds like we're going to start to see more of him if he's able to go physically, but that was a pleasant sight to the eyes on Saturday if we get him involved on defense.
I remember exactly what you're talking about, and I've always thought ever since he came to East Carolina that he's so fast and, big and strong that he could be a terror out there. When he got out there, because we talked about in the pregame how he had some hip problems and some different lower leg issues and things like that, but he was flying around the field. He made 2 or 3 tackles on that series you're talking about. It didn't look like anything was bothering him. Who knows if he's just hyped up on adrenaline or whatever, but he was out there making plays, and if he can do that, he's definitely a good addition to that linebacking core.
Kevin Monroe joining us. Kevin, the Pirates are 4-point underdogs at home against Tulane. The Green Wave, everybody saw them week 1 at Oklahoma, have a chance to win it at the end, and Pratt and company played such an inspired game that day. They lost 40-35. They then rolled up a lot of points on Morgan State, FCS team. Since then, they gave up 61 to Ole Miss in a blowout, and then lost at home to a pretty good UAB team, but a team you think that Willie Fritz and company should be able to beat in their home stadium. So you want to talk about a desperate team in week 5, Kevin. Tulane desperate for a win. They're kind of used to winning 6-7 games a year, going to a bowl. So this is a super important game for both of these teams this Saturday.
Well, the one thing we know is that Coach Fritz is a very good coach, and he's always going to have his guys ready to go. It does make you wonder now that we've seen 3 or 4 weeks of Oklahoma, how good they actually are. Right?
True.
Because if the one measuring stick for Tulane is how they hung in there with Oklahoma's let everybody hang in there with them this year. And so that may not be saying a whole lot, but you're right. I mean, at 1-3, they're well coached. They've got some good players, including the quarterback position. So should they be favored? Probably, but you get 3 points for being at home, and so basically they're saying they're a 1-touchdown favorite. And so we'll see. We'll see. We're going to be ready to play. We know they're going to be ready to play. I think that offensively, if we can get out and be a little bit different, start doing some play action, working the receivers, working the running backs, and get on the board quickly, but keep the pressure on Tulane's defense, we got a much better chance. The problem is when we get out early and start to sit down on the ball and start to not be dynamic is when we struggle.
Kevin Monroe joining us. Kevin, in the last few days, seen a couple of coaches from yesteryear for East Carolina. I saw pictures of Steve Logan at the game, which is a rare sight on Saturday. And then it was announced that Ruffin McNeil would be inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was on the Brian Bailey Show yesterday, Kevin, and I had a chance to talk to him for no more than 45 seconds. And I still got a smile on my face from that conversation. Great to hear from Coach Ruff, and we'll be seeing him coming up later this year. And also your old coach, Steve Logan, was in the house. So nice to see these old coaches around Greenville once again.
Love Logan. You almost have to play for him to know a whole lot about him because he doesn't open up to the press very often. Now, he did obviously done the radio show, has done one for a long time, and you kind of get a feeling of who he is through that. But when you play for him, you get to know him, and he's a great guy, great coach. Coach Ruff, you meet him, and if you don't like him, it's your fault. It's not his fault. And obviously I didn't get a chance to watch him play, but I heard he was a great player here at East Carolina. And it's kind of funny. I think Jeff Charles told me this stat that there's been 3 coaches that have been asked to leave East Carolina that have been inducted in the Hall of Fame. Steve Logan and Ruffin McNeil.
Wow.
Cool. But you never know. And I think that seeing those guys around town just shows that they still love the Pirates, and that's a good thing.
Interesting stat there. A stat to consider, we would call it here on the show. K-Mo, great to chat with you, man. Have a great call with The Voice on Saturday, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it, Clip.
All right, always enjoy talking to Kevin Monroe, getting his thoughts on the game, wants to see a better offensive performance, and look, that defense got to play better as well. Going to be all hands on deck for Saturday when the Pirates take on the Tulane Green Wave. We'll hear what Mike Houston had to say earlier today at his weekly press conference as we continue on the Bud Light ECU Report, brought to you by Bud Light. Great for game day. So pick some up for this Saturday for your tailgating and enjoy one while you're watching the game as well. We roll on with the Bud Light ECU report. Mike Houston comments on the way after this.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer, nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? ENS Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. ENS offers a variety of products to meet your needs. Tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. ENS Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
It's bow time. It's the same song, different tune. The family debates dinner, but all you're craving is a double serving of aspirin. So drop a big bow box on that pack of picky eaters. Cause when you can get 8 pieces of chicken with 4 made-from-scratch biscuits, 2 fixins, and tea, dinner's easier than hitting mute on the group chat. Bojangles, it's bow time.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Hey Pirate Nation, be sure you have the best comfortable shoes this tailgate season with a stop at Flea Feet. This is ECU alum Chris Lunyon, owner of Flea Feet of Greenville, and we provide solutions through one-on-one service to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Flea Feet has the tools and technology to get you on the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come visit us on Greenville Boulevard in the public shopping center right near the stadium. Be sure to run with us on Facebook and Instagram. Flea Feet, we run for you. Go Pirates!
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in ceramic coating, vehicle wraps, and more. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all your vehicle needs covered. Shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, Greenville Auto World has a full service and repair facility. Brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World across from Speedway at Bell's Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers for their sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clint Brock.
All right, rolling right along on Pirate Radio Live, our Bud Light ECU report on this Tuesday. We'll talk in-depth Pirates coming up with Stephen Igoe in about 20 minutes or so. But right now we'll hear some of the comments from Mike Houston earlier today. And Kevin Monroe just said it when he joined us. And Mike Houston reiterated it, how good of a coach Willie Fritz is and how well coached this Tulane football team is. Cut to show.
Well, I mean, I said it during preseason camp. I really like our room there. It's one that we've worked very hard to build over the last couple of years.
That's the wrong.
So it's
might have loaded the wrong date there. If you can fix that for me, we had a 9/28/20 and a 9/28/21. So my old eyes were mistaken on that one. But Shirley is going to get it fixed momentarily. And now, see, that I get on Chandler a lot. Now he is piling on me from Studio B. And I'm the one wearing the dunce cap. Yeah, sorry, Captain Bill. I messed it up. That one's on me. But now we're ready to go talk about Willie Fritz.
Well, I think you see, Coach Fritz's fingerprints everywhere on the program. Whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, I think you see a very physical football team. That's the biggest thing that stands out. When you watch their offensive line, the way they play, Coach and I have a very similar philosophy on how the game should be played. And I think it's just very obvious, watching them, just seeing his philosophy there. So I think the physicality is the big thing that stands out. Certainly they have talented players. Quarterback's a great player, but that's the first thing that pops.
All right, and a throat clearance from Mike Houston there at the end that I didn't edit. I'm having a rough day on the editing side of things. Sometimes you're the host, you get a little big-headed, and you do a worse job on your off-the-air duties, and boy, that happened to me on this Tuesday.
And you also loaded up another cut that was
all right,
incorrect.
Look, no need to pile on. You can keep that behind the scenes, Shirley.
I was just...
Thank you. You can tell me off the air next time. I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. Is cut 3 ready?
Yeah, cut 3's ready.
Great. Ronnie Woodward asked, you're going to watch what Tulane has done this year. How much are you looking back at the East Carolina Tulane game from last year, since there's so many familiar faces?
Well, yeah, I think that makes sense to look at it. We have looked at it in detail. I think you look at the sampling from the first 4 games this year, and then you look at the stuff they did last year, because it is the same quarterback. It's a different coordinator, but it's still same head coach, same philosophy, and the same quarterback. So, they're going to look at the things they did well against us last year. We're going to look at the things that, we struggled with last year as we're putting together a game plan and kind of mesh that with what we've seen from the first 4 ball games.
All right, one of the Pirates' stars, potentially the MVP of this team. You probably have to go Keaton Mitchell, Jaquan McMillan, but John Young is certainly in the running. Got some national notoriety. I believe it was the Ray Guy Award Punter of the Week. So John Young, first just a man with a cool mustache. Now he's known for his leg. And Mike Houston talks about how well he's punted this year.
Well, I think the big improvement on John, this year from last year has been the consistency. He's doing a tremendous job with hang time as well as distance. Last year he would hit a good one. He would hit one that wasn't so good. He would hit one with great distance. It wouldn't have great hang time. He was just very inconsistent. He worked very, very hard in the off season, and that hard work is showing. His punts are all 4+ hang time, and with the play of our gunners, Josiah Hatfield's the one that really stood out the other night. It's really forcing a lot of fair catches. And then, you look at the last punt of the ball game, in that situation, I wanted to make sure we were sound in protection, so we stayed in a base punt formation so we would make sure that the kick was protected. But I really just told him, I said, this is where we need the ball. And he was able to put it right where we needed it, just side downed it on the 2-yard line, which created a long field and really set up the ending of the ball game. So you're doing a great job. I think that you're going to see two of the best punters in the league. This week, Tulane's punter is one of the top punters in the country. So you're going to see two of the better specialists that there are this weekend.
All right, great job cutting up that cut by me earlier today, but I am getting roasted right now. Bo Bats chimes in. Y'all started laughing before I even said the cut down because it's going to be pretty good if it's Bo Bats.
If it's Bo Bats, it's going to be good.
He said, way to go, Clipper Hines.
Ooh.
That's a Wes Hines reference, former producer here. Dude, easy. And great to have Brian Bailey tuning in. What a guy he is, right? He says, the Cowboys look so good, they got you all screwed up. So
I'm not dumb like some Cowboy fans.
Thank you, Brian. The piling on, it's happening.
Even Igloo.
Really just shows you how rare I make mistakes because people are so shocked by it. Now I'm able to cover up a lot of the errors that I make on a daily basis. So, all right, look, everything's fine. We're all good to go now, right, Shirley?
Yes, we are all good to go.
All right, everything's running like a well-oiled machine here on Pirate Radio Live.
That has an occasional hiccup.
Sure, it's like any line of work. All right, let's hear Mike Houston's thoughts on Tulane through 4 games this 2021 season.
Well, they played very well at Oklahoma opening weekend. Had a chance to win the ball game on the final drive, and I think Pratt earned a lot of respect from the Oklahoma faithful with just the way he competed that day. Had a tough game at Ole Miss, but Ole Miss is they're having a pretty special year. They've got a pretty big ball game this week also, but. I think that Tulane's well tested. They had a tough loss to UAB the other night in a game that I'm sure Coach Fritz feels like they should have won. But it's a big challenge for us. As you look back over the span of the last 11 games or so that we've played, the Tulane game last year is one that stands out where I didn't feel like we played at our best. We were coming off the tough game at Tulsa. And certainly that may have had a little bit to do with it, but at the end of the day, you did not have one of your better performances against this group last year. So, our kids are going to be motivated, between the way we played last Saturday night and first conference football game and that performance last year against Tulane. I mean, our group's going to be motivated. That they want to play well. They want to figure out a way to win this ball game, and so. I expect us to have a great week of practice this week. I expect us to be ready to play at 3:30 on Saturday, and I expect us to play very well.
All right, Ronnie Woodward asked the question that you never get a good answer from a coach from. We'll see what Mike Houston had to say about it, but he said, what would a win mean for this team? What would a win in this game mean? I and everyone thinks it would mean a lot for the 2021 season and for the Mike Houston era at East Carolina moving forward. This is a really important ball game coming up on Saturday at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Did Mike Houston give that kind of answer? We'll hear right now.
Well, it's a big game for a lot of reasons, and not to de-escalate your question, it would mean we're 1-0 in the conference. I mean, that's what it would mean to win this ball game, and so it would mean we're 3-2 on the season. I think when you do look at big picture, I mean, it would be obviously a big next step. You look over the span, like I said, of the last 11 games, we've done some really good things. You look over the span of the last 6 games, we're 4-2. You're 2-2 to start the season. So you're seeing some positive things, big picture-wise. As far as that's concerned, then yeah, it's a big ball game for us. But the biggest reason it's a big ball game is because it's the next one. It's the conference opener. It's a home game. It's a conference opponent. It's a good conference opponent. It would be a quality win. But we got our hands full. We're going to play our tails off Saturday to have a shot.
All right, Mike Houston, not Mark Lindsay, dropping the big ball game there. Interesting. And I think he answered that about as well as you're going to hear any coach answer that kind of question. He started with the obvious. Well, it means we'd be 1-0. It means we'd be 3-2. But then he got to the big picture and how important this game is coming up on Saturday, a double big ball game for the Pirates. Coming up 3:30, we'll be with you 11:30 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate on Saturday, taking you up to kickoff, and then after the game on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, will join us. We'll continue on our Bud Light ECU report. We'll make some picks, talk playoff baseball, and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. We're back with you after this.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or just have the blahs? Maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness on East 10th Street in Greenville offers IV hydration that can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, even fix a hangover. Locally owned and operated, the team at Revive Health and Wellness are experienced and licensed registered nurses that will assist you in preparing for your IV session. Call or text today with questions or to set an appointment with Revive Health and Wellness. 252-350-1805. That's 252-350-1805.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Bram Anderson from Tiebreakers, and we are excited to announce that we will be opening our second location in Winterville soon. Right now, our growing company is hiring team members for all positions for both locations. We need managers, bartenders, servers, cooks, and dishwashers. If you're looking for an opportunity to be on a fun and exciting restaurant team, then come see us today. Apply in person at Tiebreakers at Bells Fork. Check us out at tiebreakersnc.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will we feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
Hey Pirate fans, your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials is Shimmer Boutique. Need some purple and gold to wear? Shimmer has a great selection of clothing for men, women, and children. Need some shoes? Shimmer has the best selection of Hey Dudes around. Need a cooler for tailgating? Shimmer has you covered with a huge selection of Yeti and outdoor accessories. Shimmer, just 1 minute from the stadium on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville and Jacksonville. Find us online at shimmerboutiqueonline.com. Go Pirates!
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today. The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak and our seafood delight pasta. The Rick House is open for lunch daily from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. Take a break from your workday with lunch at the Rick House. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road, beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
This is Stephen Igoe, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Well, keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio for 18 years. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clint Brock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Stephen Igoe just criticizing everything today. A lot of haters. A lot of people just want to see others fail. But anyway.
Even Igloo.
Like that guy wants to see you fail, Stephen.
That's fine. I mean,
hey, nice shirt.
Thanks. I repping the brand.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. So everything you say today, Stephen, represents the Pirate Nation. Just remember that.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
Charlie Rhodes here, intern Jalen here, Chandler Honeycutt here, and I am Clint Brock. Stephen, Mike Houston said it himself twice in the last cut we played. Big ball game coming up this Saturday. I think it's huge. We'll talk about it more in a moment, but let's look back. Sorry, Benjamin, turn off your... As Mike Tyson...
This is our look back segment.
As Mike Tyson once said, turn off your station. Turn off your station, Benjamin, and because we're going to look back at Saturday. Stephen, a win's a win, and that is just about the ugliest win I can remember.
Yeah,
following Pirate football.
I love Ruff McNeil, but him saying there's no such thing as an ugly win. I mean, come on, Ruff. That was an ugly win. I mean, that was...
how about the phrase, there's no such thing as a bad win?
Yeah, I agree with that more so than ugly win, because it was ugly, and I think, in a weird way, and I'll get more into this, I think it may end up being the best thing that can happen to ECU, because a motivated ECU is the best ECU. This next game will dictate how the season goes, and we'll get into that, but certainly, ideally, you would like to go out there and win 56-10 and play all the backups, and we had so much talk about that going into the game. I think it was Weaver or Troy on the air right before I came on the pregame show saying, ECU needs to win by 5 touchdowns or whatever and play all these guys. I'm like, I know the players are hearing this, and I don't know, it's not our fault for talking about it because it's honestly what should happen, but I just don't. ECU has had such little success. They have such little experience being the favorite, this roster in particular. I just didn't think they knew how to handle it, and Charleston Southern played a phenomenal game. You had really ECU not up for the game to start with. Charleston Southern had a good enough athlete at quarterback to where he's good enough to win that game, basically, just because he's really good, even though Charleston Southern's not a good team, if ECU's not up for the game, which we saw almost take place.
I never really, blamed the players, but for not being up for the game, that is on the players. They themselves admitted, and then, they're talking to them yesterday.
They're always going to say the right thing leading up to the game. They're never going to say, we're overlooking our opponent.
But they had got over the Marshall win. They were focused,
ready. That's what they said, but in reality...
And I'm blaming them for not being ready.
That's
because
fine.
Mike Houston really wanted to win because he was 0-3 against Charleston Southern. I think the coaches did everything they could.
And, we're not out at practice. Maybe they didn't. Maybe the coaches didn't set the tempo good enough either. The players, the coaches, it falls on everybody. You can't come out and, giving up the first drive is okay. You can't give up a 98-yard drive to Charleston
that
Southern.
Was brutal.
Getting up the first drive against tempo, I get it. Bad teams score first drive touchdowns all the time because it's scripted. They come out doing something that's not expected, but you can't give up that 98-yard drive. And they did make good adjustments after that. But
were you nervous at the end of the game when John Young pinned him at the 3?
Yeah, after what honestly, if they would have got the ball at the 20, they would have tied the game. It's just they ran out of time. It was like as I'm reading that graphic, they turned it on in the second quarter and then they flipped the switch off. And I don't know if that's a coaching thing, a mindset thing, or what, philosophy thing, but once they turned it off, it seemed like the game was over. And Charleston Southern seemed beat until that pick in the end zone, And then all of a sudden, everything changed, and then ECU couldn't turn it back on.
Yeah. Mike brought up a good point. Sorry to sidetrack, but he said, first thing Igloo does when he comes on is insult rough. Shaking my head.
I said I love rough. That's how I started it. Technically, I started it as I love rough. I'm just saying.
Right out of the gate, you just call rough out. I mean, wow. Coming in hot. Hall of Famer, Steven. How about, did you hear Kevin Monroe's interview earlier at all?
I heard some of it, yeah.
And he said Jeff Charles had told him the stat that like 3 fired ECU coaches are in the Hall of Fame. And like
Ruff and who?
And did he say maybe Emory?
Yeah.
I was kind of laughing over his answer. Sorry about that. Bad hosting on my part. But look, guys kind of wear out their welcome. It's time for a change of scenery. It happens.
Sports.
It's happened at different places. I just thought it was an interesting stat. So.
It is, but I mean, you look at it, like to me, the best coach in Broncos history, Mike Shanahan, he got fired because eventually you just, like, what coaches really gets to retire on their terms?
Dan Reeves. I don't know. Did he get fired?
He could not win a Super Bowl. So, yeah.
So he's not one of the best coaches of all time.
No, and he didn't like John Elway.
McDaniels. What's his first name?
Josh
McDaniels.
He started 6-0, and I think he finished 2-14.
We'll talk NFL a little later on. All right, I go East Carolina, Tulane, monster game. How do you handicap what Tulane's done so far this season? We all saw them against Oklahoma. We thought they were going to be world beaters. Since then, they have not looked good.
Well, they've played
Ole Miss.
They've played a top 10 team, a top 15 team, and the Conference USA champions. So, I mean, they haven't played a bad team. The only bad team they played was Morgan State, and they beat the crap out of them. So
scored 69.
Here's my thing on Tulane. Tulane is basically the same team they always are. 6-6, 7-5 caliber.
The team we're kind of trying to be right
now. And they get to those games, they get to that record because they beat teams like ECU. So, like, if ECU wants to get to that record, they have to start winning these games. This is, the past 2 years, there's been a critical game in the middle of ECU's schedule that's a swing game, and this is it again this year. Last year it was Tulane as well in many respects, and ECU did not play well in that football game. Granted, they were coming off the Tulsa game. The first year under Coach Houston was South Florida at home. ECU laid an egg. Bad performance. So I think ECU's had this game circled since last year. They were outplayed in every facet by a wide margin in a huge game last year. And so how rare is it that you get not only a second shot at the same team, but you get them in the same venue and you get them at home the following year? That doesn't happen a lot. Talking to the coach and players today, I just feel like this is a game that has been circled a while. They'll be very motivated. This will not be an issue as far as motivation this week. So you combine that with what happened against Charleston Southern, I think you're going to get an extremely focused football team on the ECU side. Now, the flip side of that, Tulane is 1-3. If they lose this game, they're probably on the outside looking in as far as
they are
games.
Desperate.
So you're going to get 2 desperate teams, in my opinion, which should create for a great football game. And I think they're pretty evenly matched. I think Tulane probably, is better offensively, and I think ECU is better defensively. And we'll see what happens on special teams. Both teams are good on special teams.
I like our punter in the matchup.
Their punter is also elite.
Their punter's not John Young.
Go look at his numbers. I don't even know his name. I'm just.
Where do I find that information? I got punt returns. Where's my punting information? Ryan Wright. What a basic name. He's averaging 48 yards a punt.
That's pretty dang good.
Yeah, average 48.
He's already got 8 punts beyond 50 yards.
Holy moly. All right, he's a field flipper. All right.
John Young is also a field flipper.
I know. This could be a battle of the punters. The problem is, I don't know. Where's Vegas getting this 64.5 total from, Igoe? Is ECU's offense going to do enough to...
Tulane's defense is not good, and Tulane's offense is good.
Yeah.
And I think... I don't know. And you look at it, too. ECU's offense right now not sustaining drives, but they are scoring a decent amount on the explosive
They're scoring big plays.
Which has been like the complete opposite of what ECU usually is.
Yeah.
So it's weird, man. They got to get back to getting like those 4 and 5 yard runs and not be sitting in 2nd and 9, or they can't miss a play on first down in the passing game that's there. I mean, there's just so many issues right now offensively, and it's all kind of tied together because, like, you go back and watch the game, and you're like, where's Josiah Hatfield? I think he only played 11 snaps. Why isn't he getting touches? Why isn't Ryan Jones getting thrown the ball? Why isn't Shane Calhoun getting thrown the ball? Well, it's hard to get those dudes the ball when you only have 3 plays a series. Like, you can't go 3 and out and get 10 different guys the ball. At somebody got to get a first down. ECU ran 50-something plays. Charleston Southern ran 105 plays, counting penalties. I mean, the defense gave a lot of yards, but ECU actually averaged more yards per play by over a full yard.
Time of possession was shocking as well. It was like 3 minutes difference.
Yeah, because...
And I thought it would be 15 minutes difference.
And Charleston Southern ran so fast.
Yeah.
But they were on the field so long. ECU, I think, defensively was 8 of 20 on third down, which is not great. But, again, ECU offensively, 2 of 12 third down. Too many 3-and-outs in the second half. I think the fourth quarter, maybe the one run by Keaton Mitchell may have been their only first down of the fourth quarter. Like, they just...
I would love to see, Steven, have you seen any numbers on what our average distance is on third down?
It has to be 3rd and 6 or 7, I would think. I mean, it's consistently too long, and when ECU gets a drive going, usually it's because they're getting a first down on second down. Like, they get 8 yards on first down, pick up 5 on second down. It seems like very rarely they're even in the opportunity to go, like, 3rd and short.
Yeah.
Because, we complain about it when they're in 3rd and short and they run Rajay and get stuffed, but in reality, that's probably happened, 3 times this year? Like, it seems like they're always in 3rd and 8. Now, I know that Holton's second pick came on 3rd and 10. The first pick came on 2nd and 5.
You rewatched this game, I'm assuming?
I rewatched this game. It was painful to watch.
A lot about it.
And you look at the offense, too. Everybody wants to blame the offensive line for the running game. The running backs, too, are missing cuts. I mean, there are plays.
You had some great steal shots of that.
There are plays where there's a hat on the hat in the running game, and Pro Football Focus actually graded out ECU's O-line in this game well above average. And I saw that initially. I'm like, you crazy, man? I watched the game, and, like, they got no push up front. But then you rewatch it, and there's space there, and the running backs are just missing the hole. So it's not just an O-line problem. It's not just a quarterback problem. It really is everything, and that's what makes
that is concerning.
So frustrating.
Well, yeah, concerning.
Yeah, concerning, frustrating. Like there's like one person messing up.
Yeah,
every play. All
right, Johnny, our hoops guy, has a hoops question. We'll get to that next hour. We'll make some picks next hour. We've got some picks controversy, but since I'm a nice guy, I'm going to give Igoe the benefit of the doubt on that. We'll talk about that. And nobody's talking about the Mariners. Maybe we shouldn't either.
Yeah, at this point, legit. Just.
But I gave you a path last week, Igoe, and they're on that path.
You gave me a path.
I gave you a path, the path to playoffs.
Okay.
I said if they go this and this stuff, I might have spoken into existence. You're gonna give me no credit for that?
I don't remember. I honestly don't. I must have been occupied.
I said if the Mariners go 7-2 and you got all these teams beating up on each other, and
the problem is they're chasing the Red Sox who play the Orioles and Nationals.
I know, but the Red Sox, they're not that good.
So if the Mariners win out, I think they could catch the Red Sox.
I think they control their own destiny despite being, a game and a half back right now. All right, we kind of just talked about it, so we don't need to talk about that anymore. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. More on our Bud Light ECU Report. And we'll make you a winner. Open up the booty bag. It's all ahead. We're back with you after this.
It's the American Athletic Conference opener for the Pirates as Tulane comes a-calling for homecoming. Tickets start as low as $35. It's the Pirates and the Green Wave in a 3:30 kickoff. It's time to get rowdy and dowdy. East Carolina and Tulane to kick off the American Athletic Conference schedule.
You can paint this with purple.
Hey Pirate fans, Derek Pizzeni from Carolina Wealth Management. Are you a fiduciary?
That's a question every investor should ask their advisor. A fiduciary is an individual who acts in the best interest of a particular person or beneficiary. Is your advisor a fiduciary? You should know it's your money. At Carolina Wealth Management, we do things differently from other investment firms. To learn more about the benefits of working with a fiduciary advisor, visit mycarolinawealth.com. That's mycarolinawealth.com.
On Saturdays, your team needs you. Your sofa needs you. And you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays. Unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do you do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Hardscapes. Making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio fireplace, pool walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes on Fire Tower Road, across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. And if you have a dream of having a backyard patio fireplace or a pool walkway, fire pit, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. Or you can stop by the Carolina Hardscapes Outdoor Showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clint Brock.
Welcome back into Pirate Radio Live here on a Super Tuesday. Hope you're having a great one. Lovely day outside the Pirate Radio studios. I always laugh when I do that.
Because I think you're like looking at me from a different angle, but you're just looking out the window.
No, I'm looking outside.
This is you, man. Like
That's supposed to be funny.
What are you laughing at?
just be talking and just like pull one.
I like to look outside and see what's happening, even though I just walked outside.
It's a beautiful day.
Thank you, Bono.
I don't care about the weather.
All right, we'll move on, Cliff. That was
I don't care about the weather.
Cliff Godwin does not care about the weather, Steven. Any baseball news?
I saw some guys in the bullpen today.
You saw some guys in the bullpen. Speak on that.
I saw some guys.
Who were they?
I can't remember. He wore number 55.
Steven?
Landon Ginn.
Yeah, that guy.
Landon Ginn was in the bullpen
He was in the
today.
bullpen.
There's our baseball update. Bud Light ECU report.
From 300 yards away, I could tell he was really working on his changeup.
Well, Ronnie likes to do the thing where he sees a guy pitch for like one inning.
Right, he just rolls out to fall practice. Like, that guy pitched that one inning in that scrimmage I saw.
And his latest one he hit on 2 years ago was C.J. Mayhew.
Yeah.
So he's been on to something there. So you calling for a big year from Landon Gibb?
Landon Gibb.
Is that his name?
Ginn?
Ginn.
I
was thinking of the Bee Gees.
Dude!
Landon Gibb.
Gonna come
I'm gonna throw this fastball. Gonna throw this curveball.
I do have a basketball question. Don't roll your eyes, shake
We're
your
getting
head.
baseball and basketball questions? What are we doing, man?
Johnny says
Why we don't play Tulane in a pivotal game this week.
Any news out of hoops practice? Did they start today?
Yeah, today's the first day of practice. So I texted Coach Dooley, and I was wanting to come out this week. And
hopefully he didn't say it could be a total goat rodeo.
It could be a total goat rodeo.
He did not, but he had kind of hinted that I should probably come out next week because they'll be like actually running stuff. The first few days of practice, they're just kind of shooting, doing whatever. So I'm going to go out there next week and hopefully have a full report. I'm hearing positive things, though. I'm trying
for the 87th straight year.
I'm trying to temper my expectations, but I've heard some positive things.
Well, here's one for you. ECU's not going to be good in basketball this year.
That's. I mean, based off our track record of East Carolina hoops, I would agree that is a fair take until we see otherwise.
But that will upset a team. It'll be Wichita State. We've already called that one.
We've already called that one.
There's going to be some good individual performances. There's going to be some new guys to watch. So I don't get me wrong. I'm excited about basketball. I love basketball.
Somebody will be hurt, unfortunately, and then somebody that we expect to make a big impact will not, and then somebody that we don't expect to make a big impact will make a big impact. ECU will lose probably, even though it didn't really happen last year, to a non-conference team they shouldn't lose to. And then, like you said, they'll beat a conference team at home that they should not, and that will be Wichita State.
I'm going to say by this time next week we have a schedule.
It's come out in September.
And I'm going to say that next Tuesday we're going to do our game-by-game predictions. Will you let me talk?
Will you let me talk?
All right, go ahead.
I've already got ECU 8-4 in the non-con.
Okay, well, I want to do the full schedule. 8-4, so they're losing to Oklahoma, Liberty. Who else?
Oklahoma, Liberty, another game in that tournament that Oklahoma's in.
Oh, yeah.
And then some game they shouldn't lose.
Southwest Missouri Tech or something. Limestone.
Gardner-Webb, Tim Craft.
Lee College. Washington and Lee. Do they play Tim Craft revenge game?
Yeah.
It's not really revenge, but Matt's got another based off history ECU prediction. Somebody will make it a big impact and enter the portal. You know what, Matt? You're probably right, and that's a bummer.
That really had not happened, though, until Jaden did it.
As far as like a big impact?
Yeah, previously it was all the guys who weren't playing. That's what made that situation so shocking, is because, it's not like Tristan Newton entered the portal after a big freshman year, or Brandon Suggs. It was just kind of happened out of nowhere.
Man,
not that I didn't expect it.
I'm a Brandon Suggs guy. I hope he takes a big step forward this upcoming year. Any thoughts on that?
I like Brandon Suggs a lot, too. I think he's a great complimentary piece that most good teams have.
All right, there is your basketball update. That was for Johnny and only Johnny Gardner. So thank you for checking in, Johnny. Monster game. I said it at the top of the show, and I usually don't go with these like overly dramatic hot takes, but I do feel like this game is not only important to 2021, but is important for the legacy, the Mike Houston era, to win this game. Especially if you lose it close, there's still gonna be a lot of people upset, and for for good reason. But if you lose it by a lot, I just feel like the approval rating of Mike Houston is going to drop dramatically. And up until this point, 4 games into year 3, he's had a pretty high, I would say, approval rating. And, it's going to take time. He can get it done. So people have been patient. People probably need to be even more patient. That's tough to say, and people don't want to hear that, and I understand. But I think the patience might run out if you lose by 14-21 to Tulane this Saturday.
Yeah, I would say at minimum it needs to be a competitive game. I mean, that's the expectation.
Year 3, a team you're equal to.
Yeah, a team that historically ECU has been better than. Now, of course, Fritz has obviously been at Tulane longer. He's built the program completely, whereas Mike Houston, technically is still building. But I feel like at some point you have to make that leap. You are in year 3. You look at Willie Fritz in his 3rd year. I think they made a bowl game. Somebody will have to check that, but they were, right around that 6-6 mark. Maybe it took till year 4. I don't know. Either way, this is a huge game. Again, I thought they underperformed last year against Tulane. They were outplayed, outcoached, everything. And I think that this is an important game to ECU. So I think you're going to get ECU's best shot. I think Tulane, as we mentioned earlier, will play its best. And so, to me, the Pirates have got to show some sort of progress. And, if they lose the game by a field goal on a bad break or whatever, I think most fans, while they'll be pissed, can't live with that. If they go out there and get beat on your home field in front of 40,000 by 3 touchdowns, then you have problems. So
that's another thing. East Carolina fans who have gone out to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium have not been entertained by this football team in 2021, other than one quarter.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And good defense against South Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, we just have not seen a complete game. We haven't seen anything close to a complete game at this point, which is good and bad. 4 games in, you should say, like, at some point you need to see a complete game. You could also look at it as they're 2-2 without playing anywhere close to their best. So, again, the entire narrative can change. If they win this game and play extremely well, then you go into UCF and Houston with house money in both games. I don't think any ECU fan realistically expects them to win those games. If you lose this game...
Houston starts to feel a lot more winnable. I don't know.
And at least if you win this game, you go to UCF thinking you have a shot.
And you're excited, yeah.
There's no Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
It's a big loss. So, you win this game, you can live off that momentum for the next 3 weeks.
Yep.
Because there's a bye in there as well. You lose this game, it's just going to be tough because, unless you really turn it around, you're probably looking at 2-5, and then it's just tough to make a bowl game at that point, even though you have some winnable games down the stretch. So, critical game. This is when ECU's got to put it together and play its best. I mean, this is the time to put it together.
Gotta have it.
I don't know what other way to put it. It's just a huge game, and if you win this, it changes everything. Much like the Marshall game. We talk about swing games. South Carolina could have been that, whatever, but the Marshall game is one. If you lose that game, everybody's pretty down in the dumps right now, but at least now you have some hope because you won that game.
This is the one. I feel like you and Ronnie say it every year that, like, Tulane is always the swing game.
Last year of Scotty's tenure, they still had a shot at a bowl if they would have pulled that one out. And they, quite honestly outplayed Tulane on the road, and then Tulane hit like 5 monster touchdowns of like 60 yards because all ECU did was blitz and play man coverage, and that ended up costing them the game. But yeah, this is a huge game. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, and let's say because you win this one, and then you lose the next 2, but you come home on a Thursday night on ESPN versus South Florida with the chance to get back to, 4-4 at that point in the season, if I'm doing my numbers right.
If you win this one?
Let's say you win this one, lose on the road at UCF Houston. You're 3-4, but you can get to 4-4 with a win on national TV on ESPN on a Thursday night, with Temple coming up next with potentially win number 5. Like, you got to win this game Saturday because if you win this game, you're going to a bowl. It's as simple as that.
Is that a Tony Collins guarantee?
I don't know, because I can't get there because I don't think ECU wins on Saturday.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I think deep down the coaching staff realizes how important this game is, and the players kind of do too. But you can't, in preparation for this game, you can't like say your entire season rides on this game. So how do you strike that balance if you're the coaches?
It's a great point.
If you look at it, you're like, we can't put so much pressure on the kids to where like you have to win this game, and they go out there and like they freak out.
You start taking away scholarships. You start cutting guys.
And then if you lose, like the season's over. So
I know you can't do that. You absolutely can't.
But from our perspective, we can look at the schedule and we're like, this is the game that can make or break the season. I remember doing a dang podcast about cussing the hair. I remember doing a podcast last year. The title was, "Is the Tulane game a make or break game for the ECU season?" And it ended up being a break game because even though they finished 3-6, they had no shot at a bowl because they lost that game. And honestly, I feel the same way for the most part about this game, unless they find a way to steal UCF or Houston, which is just a tall
order. You steal one on the road at Houston like you did Marshall, then you're back in the good graces. But that's just not. That's not.
It's not the way you want to do it.
East Carolina's going to be underdogs.
You want to win the game at home. That's winnable. That's the easiest path.
One company once said, "We must protect this house, Stephen." This is a we must protect this house game for East Carolina.
And if
is this a bird up game?
No, let's not get carried away.
Okay, it's not a bird up game.
Oh, we primarily save UAB for bird up games. So when they're in the American in 2026, we'll bring back a bird up game.
Speaking of American news, did you have something else?
I was just gonna say, man, kudos to the Pirate Nation for showing up. I honestly thought the days of like 43 to 45,000 may have been gone. But the fact that 40,000 people showed up for Charleston Southern leads me to believe that if the Pirates can get this thing back rolling again, we will see consistent crowds in the 40,000 range, which is very promising to me. I was very worried after the pandemic and after the last 5-6 years that we wouldn't get back to that good game day atmosphere.
Yeah.
But the fans that were there Saturday were loud. I mean, they were into the game. It was fun. It felt right. The tailgating scene was awesome. And I feel like this Saturday should be much of the same homecoming. I don't know what the number will be, but ECU's got to get back to the point again where they capitalize on that home field advantage. I mean, it used to just be an absolute menace to come play at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium, and now I feel like teams come in here expecting to win. It used to be an intimidating environment, and I think if ECU could get some wins under the belt, we could get back to that.
I mean, Ronnie, this is the Under Armour game of the Mike Houston era. I mean, that as simple as that. Put that out there. The teams got to do their part. Like the fans, we have this argument in basketball all the time. Like, if you pack the house, will the team play well and get a win? But does the team have to show you something for you to show up to Minji's? Well, now the people are showing up. It's not a packed house at Dowdy Ficklen by any means, but enough people to make a difference and to be loud. Sounds good on TV when Mitchell broke that run. But the players on the field have to do their part. The coaches have to do their part at this point because the fans are there wanting to be excited about something, Stephen. So let's give them something to talk about. How about a win over Tulane on Saturday? We'll be back after this. Just kidding. Matt Norlander.
What's up, Matt?
Confirms that Brett McMurphy reports that Matt Norlander can confirm a Brett McMurphy report.
Okay.
It's one of those double confirmations.
Well, I mean, that is your job as a reporter to confirm.
You need multiple sources and all that. That Colorado State and Air Force are heavily involved in talks to leave the Mountain West and join the American. And this is why I don't talk about realignment.
I'm excited about this move for one reason.
Okay.
Because when
you're going to join the Air Force?
When East Carolina plays either of these teams on the road, I can go to a Denver Broncos game. Both are about 1 hour from Denver. And that is the only reason I'm excited about this move.
Good call there, Stephen. Way to look at the bright side, Mr. Brightside. I'm going to be coming out of my cage on this news because these are going to be some late ace post-game shows.
Late ace?
Late ace. 10:30 kickoff time in Colorado State.
I feel like Air Force usually plays early in the day, though, even if they're playing at home.
Hey, I'm excited about this for one reason, Chandler. Because it's going to be awesome to talk to Brett Kennedy, who's a Colorado State alum, about how awesome this game is going to be. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Brett Kennedy likes to say the word awesome a lot.
Well, obviously, it's an awesome situation.
It's awesome.
It's going to this game's going to be awesome.
And then it's going to be awesome.
So that would be 2 added, Igoe, to make what?
11? No.
10.
10.
All right, Bill Belichick.
So they want to get to 12, right?
I think so. But you make this move to kind of like stabilize yourself, and then you reevaluate.
Yeah.
Can you get Boise? Can you get San Diego State after these teams make this move? It doesn't seem likely, but maybe if that pulls away from the Mountain West strength, maybe they reconsider it.
All right, we'll take a break. Let's make somebody a winner right now, Shirley Rhodes, and open up the Pirate Radio Boutte bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250 is the number. Shirley, what do you want to give away on this Tuesday?
How about a shrimp taco lunch, courtesy of Chico's?
Man, I want that now. Throw some rice and beans beside that mug. That'd be a fantastic meal.
I want that for dinner tonight.
317-1250. What caller are we looking for?
Let's go with caller number 12.
All right, caller 12, 317-1250. You can be the winner of a shrimp taco from Chico's. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirates, this is Holt Nailers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust. And as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer, nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
I'm on site at the Gavigan Agency, and you guys have been taking care of my home and auto insurance for years, but I've been noticing that's not all you do.
First and foremost, Brian, thank you for trusting us to help you and your family with your insurance needs. And you're exactly right. We offer a full host of insurance products to help protect our customers' personal and business insurance needs. Let me introduce you to Nathan Brannon, our commercial insurance specialist, and he can tell you about some of the other products we offer.
Great to talk with you, Brian. As John mentioned, I specialize in offering general liability,
commercial property, business auto, and workers' compensation insurance to independent contractors, small business owners, and larger commercial customers throughout eastern North Carolina. As a graduate of East Carolina University, I am passionate about taking care of my fellow pirates.
Wow, sounds like the Gavigan Agency can provide you just about any coverage a business owner might need. So give the Gavigan Agency a call today for any of your personal or business insurance needs and let them show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Pirate Nation, the newest sports bar, is Quarters Bar and Grill, offering gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings with unique flavors Greenville has never seen. Pirates like to drink too. Quarters Bar and Grill offers a selection of 10 beers on tap and over 50 different craft beers. Come check us out at Quarters Bar and Grill, open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 11, located at the shopping center next to Krispy Kreme. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and be on the lookout for Quarters Cash hidden around downtown Greenville. Quarters Bar and Grill, the plunder never tasted so good.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Hardscapes. Making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio fireplace, pool walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes on Fire Tower Road, across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or you can go online at qualityequip.com to find the location near you. And congratulations to Bobby Swartz of Winterville. Picked up a shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's. Enjoy your favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more. Plus, ice cold cervezas and Chico's famous margaritas are always available. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clint Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. The Bud Light Easty Report brought to you by Bud Light. Check it out on Game Day Saturday. Have a Bud Light while you listen to the Bud Light pregame tailgate this Saturday, 11:30 to 3:30, which means Stephen Igoe will be joining us at around 1:30 on Saturday. As part of your...
Yeah, looking like it. We might want to talk about changing times, though. We'll have that discussion off the air.
Sounds good. We have an off-the-air meeting coming up after this segment. Stephen, let's make some picks.
Let's do it. This is what I look forward to the most every week.
I don't think we can talk about how important this game is anymore, at least with each other. I'll do that with other guests later on in the week. But real quick on last week, I thought last Tuesday that Arkansas and A&M were playing at Jerry World. So I took Arkansas. All right, okay, let me check that. I thought last Tuesday Arkansas was playing Texas A&M in Arkansas in Fayetteville. The game's at Jerry World. I didn't realize that till later in the week. I changed my pick to A&M. Arkansas won. I took the L there. On Saturday, I also allowed you to change your pick since I had the location wrong. You said no. I'll just stick with A&M because I took A&M. Well, you took Arkansas.
I took Arkansas?
During the show, you said, I'll just take A&M. I'm going to, being the nice guy I am, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So you took Arkansas last week, even though you wanted to take A&M Saturday.
I said on the pregame show, I'll take A&M. But
that's because you thought you originally took
A&M.
And a lot of these picks are made on, like, gut.
Right.
Like, first instinct. Your first instinct was to take Arkansas, probably because I told you that game was at Arkansas. But either way... I'm going to give you the win there.
Well, I appreciate that. That's a really good thing to do because I don't deserve it.
Look, sometimes...
Because I thought I picked A&M.
Sometimes in life, we get what we don't deserve. Sometimes we deserve the world, and we're given nothing.
Case in point, ECU did not deserve to win Saturday, probably. And they got the win. And it counts the same as winning 67-0.
It does.
If ECU goes 9-3, who's going to remember that they squeaked by Georgia Southern Charleston Southern?
I got news for you. They're not going 9-3.
I'm just saying, hypothetically,
If ECU goes 2-10, who's going to remember?
A lot of people.
Okay. On the year, I am 12-7-1 against the spread. You are 12-7-1 against the spread.
Wow.
We're doing great, by the way.
Killing it.
I don't know how, but we're doing good.
Wait. Marshall's playing ECU this week?
Whoops. Let me change that.
That would be cool, though, to see a rematch.
What if they had in-season rematches? That would not be cool.
It's cool.
It'd be cool if we lost the first one. I don't want to take on a team we've already beaten, though.
I mean, that's when you just roll out there and you prove that you're the better team.
I don't want to do another 4-hour Bud Light pregame tailgate on Charleston Southern. Although, honestly, I would
love to see a rematch of ECU and Charleston Southern because I think ECU would win by 50.
You are crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm 12-7-1 on picks.
Dude!
Igoe, we are not beating that quarterback by 50 points.
Yes, sir.
If we play him again...
He's not playing that good again, dude. He's not playing that good again. That guy played the game of his life. We'll never see it, so it doesn't matter. All right, they'd probably win by 30, not 50. Is that better?
No.
You really think Charleston Southern's going to come in here and play that good again?
ECU wins by 30. I don't know. How many interceptions are we going to throw? How many 3-and-outs are we going to have?
I think ECU approaches the game differently, mentally.
Oh, my God, mentally. All right, Debbie Yow. Tulane is a
whatever.
Thanks, Deb. 4-point favorites against East Carolina. Steven, right now on Tuesday, I'm feeling like a 37-24 Tulane win. 37-28. I'm taking Tulane -4.
I feel good about the Pirates. I think that the Charleston Southern game, as bad as it looked, will end up being a good thing.
Wake-up call.
I think motivation plays a big role in sports, and I think ECU is like the most dependent team on motivation at times. And I don't know if it's just because I cover them or grew up watching them, but I feel like they play their best when everybody doubts them and they have their back against the wall. So I expect a good performance Saturday. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think Tulane's going to play really good. I just think it's going to be a good football game. Maybe it'll end up being a terrible game, but it'll be close either way, and I think the Pirates will prevail.
I got good news. I finally won a game against the spread last week, taking Charleston Southern, and only because I had ECU winning by 24 and the line was 25 or whatever. So I've been pretty bad picking ECU this year.
I think I'm 0-4. So,
are you? So against App State, I had App State winning, but I had ECU covering. I think you did as well.
Yeah, I had ECU covering versus App. I changed it to South Carolina, so I got one.
Against South Carolina, I had ECU winning outright. I missed that one 2 ways. You had South Carolina, so you got it right 2 ways. Against Marshall, I had Marshall winning and covering. I missed that 2 ways.
I had Marshall winning by 11.
Last week, I had ECU winning, Charleston Southern covering. I won it both ways for the first time this year. So I have not been good picking ECU games.
Neither of us have.
Against the spread this year. Outside of that, we have been good, Stephen.
But we're on opposite ends of the spectrum this week, so something has to give. We can't both be wrong.
Something's got to give. Or Tulane could win by 4, and we could tie. Georgia is an 18.5-point favorite against Arkansas.
All right, where's this game at?
It is not in Fayetteville. It is not in Fort Worth, Arlington, Dallas. It is in Athens, Rome, Greece. Where's Athens?
Athens is in Greece. I visited it a couple years ago.
I said Athens, Rome. Oh, there is a Rome, Georgia. It used to be the Rome Braves, maybe? This game is in Athens. Georgia, 18.5-point favorite.
Georgia's been really freaking good this year.
You know who else has been really good? Arkansas. Georgia by 17 still covers. I'll take Arkansas, but I'll take Arkansas kind of confidently.
Georgia has not been tested at all this year,
which is crazy to say because they played Clemson week 1.
Yeah, I mean I guess that was a test, but in reality, I felt like Georgia was kind of in control most of that game, even though it did go to overtime. Right?
What?
Georgia to Clemson that went to overtime?
No, they won in regulation.
I'm thinking of Clemson Notre Dame last year. Give me Arkansas.
All right, huge one for Luke Fickell and the Bearcats. Exactly what needed to happen happened last week when Notre Dame knocked off Wisconsin. They even got style points they didn't deserve with like 2 pick sixes in a matter of like 20 seconds.
Do we know the status of Jack Cohn for this game?
I do not.
I honestly think if Jack Cohn plays, that influences me to take Cincinnati more because I'm not impressed by Jack Cohn.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, you can do a pick dependent upon if he plays or not. I'll allow that.
Just give me Cincinnati. I mean, I think.
Are you surprised at this line? I felt like even though, it's 3.5 up there.
3.5 Notre Dame, and you have it as 2.5 Cincinnati. I was about to make the pick based off Notre Dame at 3.5. As we're seeing on TV right now.
Let me check that. I mean, I guess that's the line. But Cincinnati opened up a favor, right?
I couldn't tell you.
Maybe I hadn't looked since then. Let me find it real quick. Cincinnati minus 2.5. I don't know where these fools are getting their lines from, but that is not the line.
Well, I'm taking Notre Dame. If that's the line we're going off of, 2.5 Cincinnati as a road dog. I mean, Cincinnati is really good, but to go to South Bend and win, that is a...
I feel like they're going to get screwed by the refs.
Yeah, I feel like it's just tough, man. That is like so much build up about Cincinnati for this game. It's hard to like live up to that.
So Luke Fickell, you said earlier, Mike Houston can't tell the players, look, guys, this is it. If you lose this game, season's over. Is Luke Fickell telling that to his team?
Basically,
he has. If we want to be have a chance,
yeah. If you want to play for a national championship, you have to win this game.
Not to add pressure to Cincinnati, but like this is the year to make it to a playoff.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Clemson's lost twice. Ohio State's lost.
Oklahoma looks bad.
Oregon's gonna lose. Do you really believe in Penn State or Iowa to like
no,
run
they're
the
gonna
table?
lose somebody.
Do you believe in? Did you mention Oklahoma? Do you believe in them? They're winning close games every week. Like Cincinnati, if they run the table,
they'll get in.
I think this is the year they get in, and they get to lose to Alabama by 24 in the first round.
But at least they got in.
So this is monster for them. Having said all that, I'll take Notre Dame too. Alabama minus 14.5 against Ole Miss. You never make money betting against Alabama. But if you did it a couple weeks ago when they played Florida, you would have.
Where's this game at?
This game is at Alabama.
And this is, was it Ole Miss that beat them recently? Or am I making that up?
Not recently. Last year they put up...
they just put up a bunch of points.
It was 60-something to 40-something, I think. Let me see if I can find that score.
What in the world?
63 to 48 last year.
So if they did that again, they would almost cover. But they would not cover.
Ooh, about one. Yeah, half a point. Good call.
I don't know.
Jeff Nadu...
I don't know how I feel about this game.
I'll just back him and take Ole Miss. I don't know. I'll take Ole Miss.
Bama.
Okay. And I didn't have a great fifth game to put up here. Florida's 8.5 on the road at Kentucky. Kentucky plays everybody close. I'll say they do it against Florida
Kentucky
as well.
seems to beat somebody at home now under their current regime.
Stoops.
Mm-hmm.
They're 4-0. Looking good. All right, Igoe, your Broncos are 3-0. They have taken care of business. Like Bachman Turner Overdrive once said. When do they play a real team?
This week, and for the next 8 weeks.
Good. How are they going to play against a real team?
They're going to beat the Ravens on Sunday because they got them at home. And Denver is good at home early in the year, historically.
Did I see where Chubb's hurt again?
The whole team's hurt, which is a problem. Chubb's hurt. KJ Hamler's out for the year. He's their deep threat.
Obviously, Jerry Jeudy's out.
So they're quickly getting hurt, which is the problem. But they've been, they haven't just been winning these games. They've been dominating these crappy teams.
That is true. I got Melvin Gordon, Igoe. He is in a timeshare with the rookie Williams.
And Javonte Williams look really good.
Yeah. Is Gordon going to get less and less touches as the season goes on?
I think, the thing is, they haven't really run the ball as well as they should because teams are playing the run so hard that Teddy's just picking them apart. But they could have beat the Jets 45-0 if they wanted to. I mean, they basically sat on the ball the second half. That's the worst team I've ever seen, by the way.
You just said a phrase there. Did you think you'd say before the season, Teddy's just picking them apart?
I mean, he's playing his tail off, dude. He is. He looks like he did when he was with the Saints and with the Vikings early in his career, and he's making a lot of downfield throws.
What's the line?
He goes through his progressions. He's just good.
Are the Ravens favored on the road? Or are they giving Broncos
I think Denver's
credit?
Favored.
You'd rather Denver be the underdog, right?
Probably so, yeah.
Let's see. The Broncos are favored by 1, basically a pick 'em.
Denver at home as a favorite's pretty good historically, but
okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's.
Oh, but I thought about this earlier. I go if somebody like a Vegas book gave away a $10,000 free bet, all you have to do, just 3 weeks, all you have to do is predict the NFC West standings, like give the team's records after just 3 games, and you get a free bet, $10,000. That's all you got to do. You only get one guess, though. You can't do multiple entries. Nobody's getting it.
No.
Nobody would have the Chiefs 1 and 2. That maybe fewer than that. But nobody would get the Broncos. Well, Broncos, you look at their schedule, maybe. Nobody would have the Raiders 3-0.
Yeah, well, I think everybody looked at the Broncos and were like, they'll probably go 2-1. They'll lose one of those games. They shouldn't because they're not that good.
Chargers at Washington, Dallas, Kansas City. Nobody would have them 2-1 probably, even though they're looked at as a good team.
And Oakland's beat some good teams, too. I mean, they beat Pittsburgh on the road, and Miami's solid. And they beat the Ravens.
The West is wild, and guess what? The NFC East gets to play all those teams this year.
Yeah, and that'll just add to their crappy record.
That it will. And finally, Igoe, how much do you believe the Mariners can pull this off?
About 5%.
Are you saying that because you don't want to get too excited, or is that your true belief?
Both.
All right, good answer.
I mean, it's tough to make up 1.5 games when you have 5 games left to play.
And as you mentioned, the Red Sox are playing the Orioles and Nationals.
They're going to lose maybe once.
So who do the Mariners play after the A's?
The Angels.
And you beat them, 2 out of 3?
2 out of 3 on the road. So
the Mariners are still alive. Nobody's going to tell you that. I feel like...
I mean, I've watched SportsCenter for like the past week just to see if they'll show a Mariners highlight, and they just they show the Red Sox and Yankees, and they show
a little bit of Blue Jays.
And they show the standings. And the Mariners like always above the Blue Jays, or they had been till recently. And like, oh yeah, the Mariners are hanging in there, but probably not going to make it.
The anchor on air thinks it's a misprint, so they don't even mention it.
Like I want them to make it so bad, just so they have to acknowledge the Seattle Mariners' existence.
And everybody would talk about how crappy of a wild card game it is because the Mariners are in it. I mean, that's
fine by me. That's more motivation to win.
All right, check out hoistthecolors.net. Steven, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll talk to you Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Take a timeout, come back, and hear more from Mike Houston's press conference from earlier today when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Zero % alcohol, 0 grams of sugar, full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero. 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that's what's poppin'. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan-crusted papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan-crusted papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture. All the gotta get it now looks and styles are in. We have what you need to add warmth and beauty to any room. Sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture from the best brands. Lazy Boy, Bassett & Rowe, all in stock with huge in-stock savings. And the more you buy, the more you save. Up to $720 back, plus great savings on Serta and Restonic mattresses. So watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
At West Park Motor Company, customer satisfaction is the #1 goal while offering a wide range of cars, trucks, and SUVs at very competitive prices. Shop online at westparkmotorcompany.com right now to get started. Looking to sell your vehicle? Call West Park for a free appraisal. West Park is willing to pay more for your car or truck than the next dealer. West Park Motor Company, with locations in Greenville and Washington, and proud courtesy car dealer for the Pirates for over a decade. Go Pirates!
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's Original Hot and Judy's Mild Sweet Chili Hot Dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
Pirate Radio.
We'll strap it on with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter. I know this. I want to win or lose with the group that we have in our locker room.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Hardscapes. Making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio fireplace, pool walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes on Fire Tower Road, across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service a #1 priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products, from standard, conventional, government, and portfolio loans, has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clint Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on this Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up, if you're listening to our live edition on Tuesday, we got the Players Lounge podcast. You'll hear from Holton Ahlers, Rajay Harris, Tyler Sneed, Xavier Smith, Bruce Bibbins, and CJ Johnson coming up at 6 o'clock if you missed those on Monday. Coming up Wednesday, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to play some live trivia on Pirate Radio, on the radio, and on our Facebook and YouTube as well. We'll have Rob Maloney from D.H. Conley facing off against Clay Medlin from J.H. Rose, a Conley-Rose rivalry trivia battle. and we're going to do that live right after we're done with Pirate Radio Live. So that'll be on. We're going to give our crew time to get everything situated, but planning to go on at around 6:05, 6:10ish. And we'll have that live on the air and live for you to watch as well. So really looking forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun coming up after Wednesday's edition of Pirate Radio Live. You can play along at home. And then you can come out to AJ's on Wednesday night and play more sports trivia. I've made a lot of questions here in the last couple of days getting prepared for this. So looking forward to that. Our trivia brought to you by White Claw Hard Seltzer. All right, let's hear more from Mike Houston. Mentioned Aaron Ramseur earlier in the chat with Kevin Monroe, who came in and kind of took over a defensive series when Charleston Southern had it in the red zone, and we saw Ramseur flying around. It was good to see him on the field, and Mike Houston gave an update on Aaron Ramseur. This is cut number 7.
I think Aaron's probably back to full go now. The big thing is him. He just has not been able to practice full speed for a couple of weeks, and you can't go out there and be prepared to play if you don't. And so I think the big thing for him is just having a great week of practice this week. I know that Coach Harrell was meeting with him earlier today just about, trying to get him back, into the swing of things rotationally. Because obviously if we can get him playing at a high level, that just creates so much more depth for us defensively and allows us to do a lot of different things. With Rob, just don't really know the extent right now. We don't think it's too serious, but we'll know later this week.
Injury update there on Rob Vanderland as well, the Pirates offensive lineman. And speaking of O-lineman, we've seen some Trent Holler in the game for East Carolina, and Mike Houston talked about his use along with Avery Jones.
Well, Trent actually started the game the other night, so he played a good bit in the first half too, and he actually finished the game against Marshall. So, he's been in the rotation, pretty steadily and playing well. Avery has been playing well also. Avery was dealing with a little bit of an injury deal last week. He's back and he's fine now. But there's really not any drop off, mentally. Between Avery and Trent. In fact, that's probably one of Trent's strengths. They're just a little bit different body types.
All right, there's a lot of things you can criticize ECU's offense on, and a lot of you have, as well as the offensive coordinator. But one thing I will certainly give them credit for is the splits and the usage on the running back so far this year. Keaton Mitchell has 45 carries. Rajay Harris has 42. Keaton Mitchell has 14 catches. Harris has 11. They're doing a great job of keeping these guys fresh and healthy when they're in the game by splitting up these reps like they've done. I don't know if they tried to make it 50-50, but they've done a pretty darn good job of that through 4 games thus far. And Mike Houston talked about that, working both running backs in.
Well, I think they're both pushing themselves to play a little bit better. Keaton has popped a couple of big plays. I think one of them has 45 carries, the other one has 43 carries. We're splitting reps with them, so they're both getting pretty equal touches, which is what we want. We want them both fresh when they're in there. They both want to play better. Rajay obviously wants to be more productive, but Keaton does also, and I think that's something that's a big stress for us this week and I don't want them pushing, to the point that they're too much. It's a feel thing in the run game. Now, both of them, we want them, getting vertical, running behind their pads, doing all those things. But we really need to, continue to bring them along with that offensive line as far as seeing the cuts and making the cuts and being decisive. I think those are the big things.
All right, Mike Houston and his team have won some close ball games the last couple of weeks. We were really fired up after the win over Marshall and the way they escaped that one on the road. Less fired up about their home win against Charleston Southern, but he did talk about winning close.
Well, it's I think I'd rather win the close games than lose them. That's for sure. I mean, it's we've had our share of close losses in my first couple of years here. And so it was great to get a good road win at Marshall in a very tight, contested fourth quarter. I think, if you're looking for a positive from last Saturday night, it's we did not play well. I'm not happy with the way we performed, but we found a way to win the ball game. And so you're obviously in a lot better space than you would be if you had lost that ball game. So I just think that, being in those late game situations, there's no substitute for experience. I don't care what kind of experience you're talking about. The more you're in situations and the more experience you get with them, the more comfortable that you are, in those situations as far as execution.
And finally, East Carolina has really struggled on third down this year. 18 of 60, 30% on third downs. Mike Houston was asked how the East Carolina offense can improve on third downs.
We got to be better on first down. That's the biggest problem. If we can get our offense in third and threes and third and fours, then you're going to see us be a lot more effective on third down. If we're going to be in third and nines and third and 11s, then we're not going to be very effective. And those are the biggest issues. And it was the issue the other night. Is just we've got to be more productive on the early downs, drive the football better. It's just you can't continually get yourselves in third and longs. Those are challenging situations for you offensively. It's what we try to do defensively. Our big thing on defense is try to play well on first and second down, get it to third down, and win third down. But if you're sitting third and two defensively all the time, you're going to struggle on third down. So that's the big thing, is just being more productive on the early downs.
All right, there are the comments from Mike Houston earlier today at his weekly press conference, Pirates and Green Wave, 3:30 on ESPN Plus and at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Pirates have had some good home crowds this year. I'm expecting that to be the same this Saturday. A huge game for this East Carolina football team. And we'll be with you 11:30 Saturday morning on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Let's take a time out. Come back. We'll wrap it up when we return on Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal: to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2021 Buick Encore GX. Save over $3,000 or 0% financing for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty on all new and pre-owned vehicles.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ Dance Party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Hello, Greenville and Pitt County. We at Pitt County Schools want you to know that we are a thriving and connected school system ready and open for all students this year. We are offering all in-person learning with limited virtual options while operating on a 5-day, full-day schedule for our 38 school campuses. Pitt County Schools offers rigorous academic opportunities such as dual language programs, STEM engagement, global education, and college readiness. We also offer competitive athletics, full support for exceptional children, and career readiness opportunities such as paid apprenticeships and unique business partnerships. Pitt County Schools is fully committed to engage, empower, and elevate every student every day. Visit our website today at pittschools.org, where you'll find our new jam-packed strategic plan, our new mission and vision, our profile of a learner, or check out our unique preschools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and early colleges. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student every day.
The UPS store in Winterville is now open on Fire Tower Road, across from Marabella Pizza and beside Subway. Trust the UPS store in Winterville with pack and ship guarantee and same-day printing. When it comes to shipping, the UPS store in Winterville has everything you need in one place. The boxes, the packing material, and all the assistance along with on-site notary, passport photos, and business and printing service and freight. The UPS store, now open in Winterville 7 days a week. The UPS store in Winterville is your premier location. Go Pirates!
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Hardscapes. Making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio fireplace, pool walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes on Fire Tower Road, across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a quick look at your stock market report. It was a rough day. The Dow dropped 569 points and closed at 34,299. The NASDAQ was down 423 at 14,546. And the S&P fell 90 points and closed at 4,352. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. And a quick look at your Buck scoreboard. One Major League Baseball game going on right now. The Mets lead the Marlins 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Orioles and Red Sox play at 7 o'clock right here on Pirate Radio. And that is a look at your Buck scoreboard, brought to you by the Buccaneer Music Hall. It's your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates in ENC. They are open from noon until 2 a.m. with live music every night. And during football season, they have food trucks during the day. Follow the Buck on Facebook and Instagram for an updated schedule. See ya at the Buck. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clint Brock.
All right, big night of Major League Baseball. Red Sox need to win, keep their standing in the second wild card spot. The Yankees and Blue Jays play at the Rogers Center. It's going to be a zoo there as the Blue Jays try to catch up with the Yankees in the wild card. Igoe's Mariners playing the A's tonight in a home game. That's going to be a packed house, and the folks in Atlanta fired up as the Braves will try to further their lead in the NL East. That is what's going on tonight in Major League Baseball on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard. Da Buck. A stat to consider as we get out of here.
Stat to consider.
On a Tuesday, the last time East Carolina beat Tulane in a football game, Bryce Williams had 3 catches for 23 yards. It's been a long time since East Carolina's beaten Tulane. You got to go all the way back to 2014. So we're due to beat the Green Wave.
I believe that is when Justin Hardy broke the record for all-time receptions.
Hardy was he wouldn't leave the game and let me get in.
And they were like, well, we're going to get Justin's record here.
He had 9 catches.
Coach, I only got 3 catches.
He gave me 3 targets, and I got 3 catches on 3 targets.
Daggum.
We'll talk to Bryce Williams Wednesday on Pirate Radio Live. Shirley, Chandler, we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in today and also being a part of today's program, folks. We'll be back with you Wednesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of